Action. My name is Blake Pandaresco. Glad to have your company on this Saturday Arvo as I welcome Luke Francis. Pre-game done and dusted, Lukey. Both teams out on the ground. And we're trying to make out maybe there might be a change for the Wodonga Bulldogs. I am trying to hunt that down, Lukey.
Yeah, good on you, Panda. That's right. So we're at JC Low Oval for round 9, Ovens and Murray action. And we've got the Pigeons warming up towards the Lake Mulwala end and the Bulldogs to the southern end. And you did mention, Panda, both teams out on the ground very early, but they are coming off losses, so they're ready to get into it. And the crowd is building here. Good little atmosphere. Quite cool at the moment. We were shooting for 15, but whether or not we'll reach that, I'm not quite sure. But we aren't expecting any rain, Panda, which is great.
I've got the binoculars on at the moment, and I'm looking at the gates outside the ground, and they are absolutely teeming in still, so they're coming from everywhere. We're going to get a good crowd today here at the JC Low Oval for this game, Yarrawonga versus Wodonga. And as I said, trying to work out whether Will Bradshaw has come into the lineup for the Wodonga Bulldogs, because there is a number 54 running around out there at the moment, and he was named as an emergency. So we're just trying to work that one out. Sky Burgess will join us very soon down on the boundary as well, all thanks to Watters. So it's a crunch round 9 SSNA Ovens and Murray game. Yarrawonga coming off a loss last week to the Wangaratta Rovers. Wodonga, we know, have had a disappointing couple of weeks. What are you looking to see early stages for the Wodonga Bulldogs, Lukey?
Well, they've got to be strong at the contest, Panda, because last week they were just, they didn't turn up. They seemed to rarely win the ball at the coalface, and when they did, their ball use was so poor and disappointing, so they really have to start this game well. Players like Mathy, Greenhill, Matt Wilson, they have to set the tone, Panda, and Griffiths, they've really got to get it going.
I just yelled out the window to the Wodonga Bulldogs bench below me, Lukey. You may have been able to pick that up on our ambience mic, confirming that Bailey Griffiths is out for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Yep. Huge out. Will Bradshaw has replaced him in the starting lineup. So out Bailey Griffiths, the big ruckman.
Gee, it's a big out, isn't it?
And Will Bradshaw has come into the lineup. So that is a huge out in the context of this game, and it means that Yarrawonga with David Dwyer will definitely have the ruck advantage in this game.
Certainly will. Yeah, that's it. We're just talking just prior to you mentioning it, Panda, how important it is around the contest. But look at quarter time last week against Albury. They trailed 40-7, and that was the game there. So 6-4 to 1-1, and it was all over. They, if you really, the way of describing it, Panda, it was like the Albury Tigers were in bed on the Friday night, tucked up, ready for the game, and the Bulldogs had a big night out in the town. That's what it seemed like. What about the Pigeons last week versus the Rovers? What were your thoughts on that one?
I think they just got jumped and bullied in the middle of the ground in the second half.
It was physical, wasn't it?
It was. Yarrawonga, they were beaten at the contest. They were beaten at the coldface. And as soon as the Wangaratta Rovers went forward, they just scored every single time. As the atmosphere really builds up here at the JC Low Oval, there must be 80 kids out on there kicking footballs at the moment. The music is playing pretty loud as well, which is what we like to see. Now, there is a premiership reunion going on today, Lukey.
There is, Panda. Now, where are they set up? Are they over in that marquee over there?
Yep, they're over in the marquee.
Next to the scoreboard.
Over there. So it's the 2013 premiership reunion. I can see a barbecue over there, a couple of cans in hand, as they reminisce 10 years since the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
Can you see Fev yet, Panda?
I can't at the moment. I can't see Big Favola, who transformed the SSNA Ovens and Murray for a couple of years there. He really put the O&M on the map, did Brendan Favola.
Yeah, I can remember carloads of mates heading down from Wagga when he was playing in the O&M. It really became a big thing, didn't it?
It did indeed. Sky Burgess is joining us on the boundary for Watters. Have we got you down there, Sky?
You do. I've just witnessed the coin toss, boys, so I'll fill you in. We had Charlie Morrison and Ollie Greenhill go in for Wodonga, and they've won the toss. They've picked, would you call it the caravan end of the ground?
Caravan end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is nice down here. There is a slight breeze, so I will keep an eye on that as the day goes on.
What about ground conditions, Sky? Is it dewy? Is it wet? We have had a lot of rain during the week.
Yeah, it is a little bit, what's the word I would use? Not sludgy, but it's a bit soft. So after a bit of wear and tear, the boys will have to keep an eye on that.
Alrighty, so the long stods might be required for a couple of these players today. Hello, if you're tuning in on the O&M live stream as well. A big thanks to our cameraman, Dougie Greshke, who's going to bring you all the footage on O&M Optus TV via the YouTube as well. And a big thanks to Nathan Bell, our panel operator on 3&E, back in the studio. These are the unsung heroes, Lukey.
Unsung heroes, Panda.
That make us go to air every single week.
Do a great job.
Getting some netball results in as well. The Wodonga Raiders beat Myrtleford by 1 goal in the A-grade netball, all thanks to Ray White Rural. Albury won by 2 goals over Lavington, and Rovers beat North Albury for their first win of the year in the A-grade netball, which is what we love to see.
Very good, very good.
Game not too far away from starting here. A matter of seconds. It's Yarrawonga versus Wodonga. First quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries here on 3&E's O&M Live. Blake Panda Escott with you, and Lukey Francis as we're about to get underway in this crunch game. Yarrawonga coming off a loss to the Rovers. Wodonga have lost their last 2 games. As the umpire holds the footy in the air, the ball is bounced, and we're underway. Lukey Francis.
Yeah, Dwyer and Driscoll, Panda. Here we go in Yarra. Baker brought to ground by Harry Wheeler early. Ball at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire's going to call for it. So straight away, we'll have another ball up. Here comes the man in green. And away we go. Driscoll got the best of it. Einspawn gathered it though for the Pigeons. Went to Frauenfelder, and Frauenfelder sent it down towards the arc of the 50 at the Lake Marwala end. Ball at ground level. And then winning it was Willie Wheeler. Mimo's got him wrapped up, tied up. And again, the umpire will have a Panda.
So we played around 35 seconds on the Macca's time clock in this opening quarter. Driscoll's going to have to do a lot of rucking today against David Dwyer for Yarrawonga. His first game since 2018 or 2019, where he played 10 senior games, David Dwyer.
It's a long break, isn't it?
It is a long break, and he got that clearance then, and there's a stoppage inside forward 50 here for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. 30 around from their goal. Hope you're enjoying King's birthday. Saturday Ovo, O&M Live action on 3&E and O&M Optus TV as it's hacked out of there by the Wodonga Bulldogs, but it's coming back by that man, David O'Dwyer. The big ruckman, first game in 4 years. The pink socks as well look great on him. He sends it inside forward 50. Lee Williams is down there. Not able to impact this contest, and the Wodonga Bulldogs through Mathy bring it out on centre wing.
This side and short. So Chess has got it. Left to centre wing. Wants to go laterally. Miss Baker. It was a very ordinary kick. Fothergill's in pursuit of it. Gus Jones also. Greenhill goes in. Casey. And the umpire is going to call it again. So a few stoppages at the about the 2-minute mark of the first term on the Macca's time clock. Still no score on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Blake Escott, Luke Francis and Sky Burgess with you on O&M Live this afternoon. 15.66, 3&E, top of the 50. Contest. Wilson. That's Matt. Tries to get it out to Chesser. Went one-handed. And then got it on the second attempt. Brought down, though, by Pendergast, and he's holding the ball. So just taking too long to get rid of that. Good pressure from the Pigeons. Let's have a look what Ned can do. He's having a good year, Panda.
He is. Ned Pendergast pumps him inside forward 50. The young star to the hot spot. Off hands. Ball at ground level. Casey, I think, was grabbed high down there. And he's won a free kick, has he? No. Umpire says, I'll have it. And a ball up still inside forward 50 for the Pigeons. 15 around from their goal. Michael Driscoll, the ruckman, just pumps him out of there. It's going to come straight back, though. Masters and Harry Wheeler tried to link up. It was a good shepherd there and a smother by Chesser, but the Pigeons win it back. Getting around a couple of would-be tacklers was Bailey Frauenfelder. He goes inside with a handball, and they link up well through Ryan Bruce. Top of the 50, goes inboard looking for Willie Wheeler. Good defensive effort from Gus Jones from the Dogs. They flick it around by hand, and Mark clears it out to the far side.
He certainly does. Wilding and Bruce after it. Wilding and Bruce actually set across the chalk in front of the reunion crowd, just left of the scoreboard on the far side as we go down to Sky Burgess for the first time during the first term. How are you, Sky? What's the story down there?
Not much. Everyone's pretty calm, as you expect in the first 5 minutes of the game, really letting the boys out on the field settle into it. I think Bulldogs just need to set up a little bit better behind the ball. Their defence is working really hard to get it out, and unfortunately Yarrawonga's just turning it over every time.
Sky brought to you by Waters this afternoon. Jorgensen, half-back flank for the Bulldogs, goes to Yelland. First game in a Bulldogs Guernsey last week. Tamar, opposite back flank. On the broadcast side, that's a beautiful hit. Oh, Sam Jewell went straight through his mitts. Should have taken it. Tyson has to go for it. Jewell after him and then finds the line. Yeah, disappointing from Sam. Really should have taken that. And Tyson lets him know about it too. And they want to go on with it, Panda.
They do indeed. We like to see a little bit of biff. As long as there's no jumper punches thrown, you might get a week. 4 minutes gone on the Macca's time clock. Still no score in this opening quarter. The Pigeons and the Dogs. Good pressure around this pill. Angus Baker hand passes it out towards Jack Yelland. He was pushed off it by Ryan Bruce. He was cleaned up. Yep, downfield free kick against Josh Mathy. Matt Casey wheels around for the Pigeons. Kicks him inside forward 50. Michael Gibbons has got out the back, not able to mark. Clever handball over the top to Logan Morey. A wonderful goal-saving smother from Charlie Morrison for the Wodonga Bulldogs. They see it over the boundary line. That looked like a certain goal, Luke Francis. Well done, Charlie Morrison.
Yeah, outstanding play. That is absolutely correct, Panda. Just got there at the right time to smother, and it was a goal-saving one. Ball back into play. Back pocket, Lake Mulwala end on the far side. Harry Wheeler. Andrews has got him wrapped up, and the umpire's going to call for it again. So still no score on the Paulies Corner Cafe scoreboard. We're gone 5 minutes in the Macca's time clock opening term. This is round 9 action. The Pigeons, third on the ladder, come off a 32-point loss to the Wang Rovers 7 days ago, and the Bulldogs slipped to 4th spot on the ladder after their 44-point loss to the Albury Tigers. And again, we've got another stoppage. We've had a few in the first term, Panda.
We have for A-grade oils and batteries. Michael Driscoll just hacking it as far as he can out of the ruck contest there. There's a free kick, a whistle. It's going against the Wodonga Bulldogs to the way of Bailey Fronfelder, who started this game pretty positively. For Yarrawonga, wants to play on straight away. Kicks it inside 50, not a great one. And Noah Spiteri intercepting a true centre-half back for the Dogs. He wants to play on, but there's not too many options up the ground. They've all pushed up. It landed in the lap of young Will Bradshaw, I think, the late inclusion. He goes inside 50 with a disappointing kick, and it was Ned Pendergast intercepting across defence there for Yarrawonga. He goes short to Ryan Bruce. Still no score. 6 minutes played in this opening quarter. That's on the Macca's time clock. First quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries.
Pigeons on the outer side through Ironspawn. About a 20-metre kick to Fothergill. Picked it up at his feet and then got it over the top, trying to get Ironspawn again. There is a whistle, though.
Holding
Sky.
Cool, yep.
And it's going to go to Nick Fothergill in the one Guernsey. About a 15-metre kick. Picking up Ironspawn again. Left of the scoreboard. Opening term. Here he goes. Down inside 50. They get an entry over the top of Williams' head. Baker cleans up. Back to Andrews for the Bulldogs. A short one to Morrison. Gee, that must have only just gone the required distance. And they come to the back pocket, and Ollie Greenhill has the ball.
So Ollie Greenhill deep in the right back pocket. We aren't doing stats today as we're a couple of team members down on R09 Live, but the inside 50 numbers for 40 Winks heavily favouring the Yarrawonga Pigeons. This is the dual stick. He's got it at half back. Hasn't kicked a goal in the last couple of weeks, the dual stick.
Oh.
They need him to lift today. Kick is not a great one. I reckon it actually...
It did,
yeah.
and they called it before it even landed. That was not the best call.
No, so what happened there, Skies? I believe the kick actually went outside the field of play, but then came back in and bounced inside.
Yeah, it bounced just next to the line. Like it looked like it was going right out.
And as we know, Peter, see how the line squares up here at Yarrawonga? It doesn't really go out in an arc. It actually squares up, doesn't it, Sky? Like it's
extraordinary call. We'll
down.
continue on with the football here as the Wodonga Bulldogs bring it across goal. They switch it to Noah Spiteri. Wanted to go one way, had to go back. This is Wilson. And he's going to switch it towards Casey Marr. Broadcast side, still no score. 8 played in this opening quarter. A-grade oils and batteries. And the Paulies Corner Cafe scoreboard, as I said, no score.
Well, that one's definitely out on the full, that one. But the one prior, I've never seen that before in my life.
I haven't either. And we heard Geordie Taylor through our effects mic. He was not happy.
Yeah. Have you seen that before, Sky?
No, they literally made the out of full call before the ball had even bounced.
Yeah,
so,
crazy.
I haven't seen that one before.
Cam Wilson goes in. Gee, that's a good mark to Driscoll. Fantastic. And then goes to the back pocket to Andrews. So the Bulldogs trying to work it out here. Gee, they've started the game a lot better than last week, despite the Inside 50 count being well against them. Short to Mimo. Handballs back to Cassidy. And then Cassidy, shocking turnover. That was ordinary. Cam Wilson's taken it. He's inside the square. Fires it in deep. Matt Wilson to the front. Over the back. Now there's a free kick over the shoulder. And it's going to go to Wilson, so he will get it. Still scoreless on the Paulie's Corner Cafe. If you've just tuned in, we're at JC Low Oval for round 9 action between the Pigeons and the Bulldogs. And we've gone close to 10 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
Yeah, we'll go around the ground soon for 40 winks. The Rovers kicked the first couple of goals against North Albury. Still low scores in other games as the Dogs clear it out towards the broadcast side. Deneen just dropped what he should have marked, and then a lot of pressure came from the Pigeons. And we've got a ball up at half forward for them. Still broadcast side and still no score on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. We'll go boundary side to Sky Burgess for Waters soon. Tossed up. Fothergill at ground level. Harry Wheeler dived on the footy. Got to get rid of it now. Mathy saying to the umpire just that. He wraps him up. And we have another stoppage. Lots of stop-start play in this opening quarter, Lukey Francis for A-grade oils and batteries. Still camped in the Yarrawonga forward half.
It is Panda Baker, wrapped up by the Pigeons. Harry Wheeler, Coburn, Cam Wilson there. Here comes the man in green. Getting a good workout in the first turn, the umpires. Throwing the ball up. Jorgensen to Baker. And then a high ball. First game back from injury last week for Angus. Here's Pendergast for the Pigeons. Trying to get a hand pass to Masters. Wilding came in. Here's Jorgensen. He's brought to ground over the shoulder. So here we go. This is one of the first opportunities they've had here, the Bulldogs, to go forward beyond halfway. Jorgensen, blue boots, long sleeves today. And a cool one in Yarra. Spears it into the middle. Let's see what the Bulldogs can make from here. Got an open 50. Jewel stick comes out over his head. Spiteri. Masters fighting away for it. And then Jewel again. Whistle. Holding the ball. And it's going to go to the Pigeons. And Coburn will take the kick. So the Hoops, about 25 out from their own goal. And they come here to Nyholm.
Nyholm. He can go short to Ryan Bruce. 11 minutes played opening term. Macca's time clock. No score on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Still, as Matt Casey has it at left half back. The JC Low Oval for the Pigeons. They're wearing the pink socks. Wodonga wearing the yellow socks. Great to see the Terry Socket for Cancer round to raise awareness for the Albury-Wodonga Cancer Research Centre. Jack O'Sullivan, I should say, takes an intercept mark for the Dogs. Goes short to Noah Bradshaw, playing his first senior game this year after trying his efforts at Southport. A great inclusion after playing a little bit of VFL football back at his home club. They switched the ball pretty well here, the Wodonga Bulldogs. They go inside forward 50. A shallow entry coming through here with class was Ironspawn. He goes to Urquhart. Once again, Yarrawonga have the advantage. They have it at right half back.
Yeah, the Hoops with possession. Lee Masters, last year's Morris medal winner in the O&M for the best and fairest in the league. Goes to Lovell, has a bounce coming out of defence. And then a nice kick to Ironspawn. True half-back flank, just in front of Driscoll, who mans the mark. Ironspawn ducks around Driscoll. Short one down the line, finding Irvine.
Whooper.
This
is his nickname.
How'd he get that one, Panda?
Not sure. That's his name on Facebook, Whooper.
Rightio, here goes Whooper. And he goes with a good one to Willie Wheeler. But Jorgensen came from nowhere. Mimo went in. And then that looked like a flipper or a throw. It was. So the Bulldogs are going to get it again, and they're on their attack, and they play on through Marr.
Marr pumps him inside 50. It's an open forward line down there. Not able to impact the contest was Chesser. Well done there by the Pigeons' defence. Lovell flicks it off to Masters, who calmly switches the footy to Pendergast. He's deep in defence and brings the footy straight down the guts, and this is Coburn, who's got it deep in defence, and he exits out to Cam Wilson. They've opened up the other side of the ground here, the JC Low Oval. Here's Bailey Fronfelder. He can get it and go. He's taken one bounce. He can take two bounces, Bailey Fronfelder. Basil can go all the way. Instead, he chips it into the pocket. It was an interesting kick. Fothergill's there. Hand passes to Gibbons. Will they get a goal? Oh, Williams spilled it in the goal square. All he had to do was take it and snap. Fothergill, he can't get it. This is great defence for the Wodonga Bulldogs. They hack it out of there through O'Sullivan, and Nyholm chips it into the pocket for the Pigeons. Eventually, Sky Burgess, they get there after all of that.
I know, they deserved that goal. They worked really hard bringing it down the side. A couple of clever handballs and just didn't finish it. Hopefully, is that Michael Gibbons from here?
Is.
Yes. It's hard when you're at their level. It's a long way over there. So hopefully he can slot this one and get a bit of reward for the boys.
So they should have kicked a goal through Williams in the goal square. He fumbled. Eventually they got another opportunity. And Michael Gibbons is marked deep in the pocket. He'll have to kick from 30 or so metres. Far side, tennis club side of the ground. He is class, Michael Gibbons, and that's a steel line goal today. Finally, after 14 and a half minutes, Luke Francis,
yes,
we have a goal, a score in this O&M Live contest. Yarrawonga won straight. Wodonga yet to score. That's on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard.
Yeah, we're underway, Panda, in Yarra, and I can tell you, mate, Brennan Favola is here. Fev, I can see him over in the marquee. He's wearing a brown shirt. So reunion day, tell us the year, Panda.
2013.
2013, and Fev's here. He's present. I don't know if you can see him where you are, Sky, but he's definitely here.
What did you say he's wearing?
He's in a brown T-shirt in the middle of the
yes.
marquee over there.
Yes, I can see him.
Yep. Okay, ball coming this way to our broadcast position. And Pigeons off to Lee Masters. Masters, about a 20-metre kick over the top of Coburn. Wortman for the Bulldogs. High ball. Mongrel one, in fact. Bruce at front position. Cassidy got a fist to it. And coming away for the Pigeons was Kennedy. Fires it in towards the centre square. Bulldogs, though, fighting for possession. Bruce. Irvine wins it back for the Bulldogs. Deneen's got him wrapped up. Holding the ball. Okay.
Stiff.
Yeah, I thought so too. Deneen gets it. And what's he got on? He's going to come this side. Inside 50, Wilding at the back. Lovell got a fist to it. Masters again. Left foot, nice delivery. And again to Ben Kennedy.
Yeah, the young thirds boy. Made his debut earlier this year against North Albury, young Kennedy. Kicks down the line. Oh, over the top. It was a good fly there from Deneen. Not able to pull it down in the end. They win it at ground level here, the Dogs. Good pressure applied, though, by Yarrawonga, and they force the turnover once again. Casey, he can chip over the top, and he does that. Willie Wheeler stretching. In fact, it was Tim Lawrence. He kicked it on the boot pretty quick in towards the direction of Williams. Not able to get there, but he is able to apply a very good tackle on Liam Andrews, and the umpire says, give it to me. The crowd wanted holding the ball. Good forward pressure by the Pigeons. They lock it inside forward 50 for a stoppage. 1 straight 6 they lead over the Dogs.
Williams, big fist away. Wilson wrapped up. Umpire's going to have it. Yeah, you're right, Panda. They wanted holding the ball after that one in the centre square, but it wasn't going to be the case. Williams, Cam Wilson, rode it beautifully, then played for the high free kick. Umpire didn't get sucked into that one. Good umpiring. So on the Paulie's Corner Cafe, we've got the Pigeons up 6 to Wodonga 0, and we're gone about 17 minutes in the opening term on the Macca's time clock.
Williams doing the ruck work. Baker doing the roving at ground level. His hack kick out of there. Might work out here for the Wodonga Bulldogs as Bradshaw. That's Noah going and winning it and getting wrapped up by Kyle Tyson, who forces a stoppage just forward of the centre circle here at the JC Low Oval. Over halfway gone in this opening quarter. Yarrawonga 1 straight 6. The Bulldogs yet to score. Irvine flicks it out the back of the stoppage. Urquhart for the Pigeons drives them deep once again. Williams hit the deck. Out the back, it's a foot race. Timmy Lawrence, got boot to ball in the end, and he hit the post. All he had to do was kick it through the big sticks. Through for a minor score. He was only a metre out from goal. Extraordinary. Dangerous kick in from the Dogs, but Yarrawonga 1-1-7. The Dogs yet to score on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. We played 18 minutes.
Wilson goes to Jorgensen. Just inside the paint. Defensive 50. Lake Mulwala end. Kennedy mans the mark. Jorgensen. Squaring ball to Wilson. Just made it in time. They want to switch it here to the outer side. Andrews made a mess of it. Had to get to it. Morrison cleans up to Baker, so they will get out of trouble in the end. And the hand pass over to O'Sullivan, back to Baker. It's a good footy. And then Angus has a bounce and puts it on the boot. A top spinning one, not the best of kicks. Heading towards the boundary line.
That's deliberate.
And the ball's gone out of bounds. Umpire doesn't call it. Let's go back down to Sky Burgess for Waters. Much action on the bench at the moment, Sky?
I've got to say, Bulldogs are doing their rotations pretty hard and fast. They've had quite a few for the quarter, whereas Yarrawonga have just had, the one here and there. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as the game goes on. Holding
the ball, free kick to the way of the Dogs. They take the advantage straight away, going towards the Wilding direction. Lovell just worried him out of it in the end. And there's a free kick here for a high, and it's going the way of Wilding.
Yeah, Masters just accidentally ran into him, really. I don't think he intended to, Panda. And umpire got it right, and it will go to Wilding.
So he's Going to have to kick from 47 or 48 metres. Far side of the ground. It's going to take a pretty good effort here from Wilding. 18 goals in 7 games. 4th in the Doug string. He's having a great year. Kicked 3 last week against the Albury Tigers. This will take a very good effort. He launches from 45. Drop punt on the way. It doesn't have the legs. It's fisted off the line by the Yarrawonga defence, and Willie Wheeler's able just to extract it with a big torpedo punt and pump it out of there, but it's coming straight back because the Dogs are there and they mark it through Gus Jones and he intercepts and they go back inside through Baker.
Yeah, Baker, man on the mark of about 55 from home. Baker, squaring ball, trying to find Jewel. Good mark, good footy. So they will get another shot on goal here, the Bulldogs. Yarrawonga leads 7-0 here on the Paulies Corner Cafe scoreboard.
The
stick. Here he is. Now, Panda, we've got an opportunity to talk about the socks today. Tell us about those.
So this is the Terry Socket for Cancer round, which is wonderful. All clubs in the SSNA Ovens and Murray are wearing the coloured socks to raise awareness for cancer research.
Yeah, super. And they look fantastic. Here goes Sam Jewell to the southern end. No.
He hits the stick.
He's got the stick. The stick hits the stick. There you go, one behind. So 7 plays 1 on the Paulies Corner Cafe scoreboard. Macca's time clock has just gone over 20 in the opening term. Here is Blake Escott for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
They haven't been starting games well, Wodonga. They've definitely started better today, but it's taken 20 minutes for him to register a score. Casey picks up a torpedo punt and punts it up towards half forward. Williams and Morrison in a good contest. Morrison wins it at ground level. He kicks it out of there for the Dogs. They got it on the far side through Mimo. He kicks to half forward. Here's the stick once again. So this is good movement by Wodonga. Dual stick inside 50, looking for Chesser, but floating across and affecting the intercept was Lee Masters beautifully. Dangerous kick towards the top of the 50, defensive 50 that is. Wilson was lucky to be reefed off the footy and won a free kick for Yarrawonga, and they can steady it half back. It was a dangerous inboard aggressive kick from Lee Masters. They luckily win a free kick here, Yarrawonga. They lead 1-1-7. The Dogs 1 behind on the Paulies Corner Cafe scoreboard. 21 played for A-grade Alls and Batteries.
Irvine to the outer side. Gibbons comes out and meets it. True centre wing, far side. Let's see what he can do. Here he goes, Mick. And he swings around on that left foot, sends it forward. O'Sullivan got hands to it. Williams at the back is disappointed in something. Maybe the delivery, I'm not sure. Perhaps a decision he wanted called, and then the umpire is going to call for the ball here as Morey gets up off the deck. And Einsborn there as well. 7 play 1. Yarrawonga Pigeons up. Paulies Corner Cafe, opening term here at JC Low Oval. So a defensive contest. Baker, Masters, just wins so much of the ball across half back, and he's across the centre at the moment. He's about to pump it back in.
He does that. Big 60-metre driving ball. Williams is down there. So's O'Sullivan. Driscoll, I think, is going to get paid the mark. He is. Michael Driscoll takes a goal-saving mark in the end, because the siren has just sounded. A pretty dismal and ordinary first quarter comes to an end, Lukey Francis.
It's got to be said, Panda.
Yarrawonga 1-1-7. The Wodonga Bulldogs 1 behind. It only went 22 minutes really quickly around the grounds for 40 winks in the other SSNA Ovens and Murray games. North Albury 3-1-19, trailing the Wangaratta Rovers 4-1-25. That game at Button Park. Wodonga Raiders 5 straight 30 lead the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 2-1-13. Albury 1-5-11. Wasteful in front of goal against Lavington 2-1-13. And here at the JC Low Oval, quarter time, Yarrawonga 1-1-7, Wodonga 1 behind. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Wodonga one behind. Now, Lukey, I'm putting you on the spot here. Who were your Optus quarters best in that opening quarter, Lukey?
Man, that is a tough one. My goodness, what are we going to go for? Well, it was such a defensive game. I'm going to go with Lee Masters as probably the best. He probably took about 3 or 4, I reckon, defensive marks, as we see him do so often in the O&M. So I'm going to put him out as my best.
For Yarrawonga? What about for the Wodonga side
for the
of things?
Wodonga Bulldogs, look, it's always hard to go past Josh Matthew because he's in and around the contest. He's in and under. I thought Jorgensen had a pretty good opening term as well.
I think Angus Baker as well got his hands around the football as well. And one for Yarrawonga, I definitely think a lot of their attack came from half-back. Lee Masters, and I thought Bailey Fronfelder provided some drive as well off half-back. Sky Burgess is down on the boundary. She's over at the Wodonga huddle, still listening to Jordan Taylor, and the Yarrawonga huddle still in their group as well. We will go around the grounds if you're just tuning in on 1566 3&E in the SSNA Ovens and Murray, round 9. As I said before, it is a 6-point lead to Yarrawonga at quarter time here. The quarter only went about 22 minutes. North Albury 3-2-20. The Wangaratta Rovers 4-1-25. The Wodonga Raiders are in front by 16 points over Myrtleford. 6 straight 36. Myrtleford 3-2-20. And the Albury Tigers lead Lavington 2-6-18 to Lavington 2-2-14. Sky Burgess down on the boundary for Watters. You're at the Wodonga Bulldogs huddle. What were the main messages there from Geordie Taylor?
He was obviously really, really happy with the boys, really happy with the pressure that they brought to the game. That sounded like a big game plan that they brought into the day. He just made a lot of mention to the forwards getting sucked up with the backs and pushing up too high, letting them know to just stay back, hold your position so that they can get some length on the ball. Just also switching lanes quicker to stop the Yarrawonga allowing to set up behind the ball.
Remember, Bailey Griffiths are laid out if you are just joining the broadcast. The big Wodonga ruckman, he is a mountain of a man. He did not get up for this game. Replaced in the selected lineup by young Will Bradshaw, number 54 for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Lukey, what do Wodonga need to do to generate a bit more attacking flair into this game early?
Be nice to get some more run from behind the ball, Panda, but that's all well and good saying that. we know how good the Pigeons are and how organised they are. So they've structured up nicely. So it's all well and good saying that they need more run from behind and need to come in waves. But the Pigeons do so well at being able to, I suppose, nullify that.
Second quarter about to get underway here at the JC Lowe Oval. Only one goal in this game. It is going to liven up though, Lukey, I can assure you of that.
Yes, Panda, it will.
Second quarter for Wangaratta Motor Group as the Yarrawonga Pigeons celebrate their 2013 Premiership reunion. 10 years since that win over the Albury Tigers. This happened at the start of the game. The umpire held the football in the air for a very long time. Eventually the siren goes. We're underway for Wangaratta Motor Group here in this second quarter as Michael Driscoll gets the first clearance for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Off the side of the boot, kicks it to the far side. All Pigeons there first. Nyholm was the first one. Goes backwards to Bruce. His hand pass asked a lot of Lee Masters. It hit the deck, wasn't great. Masters able to give it back to Bruce. Bailey Fronfelder shrugging off Mayfi. That was a beautiful little kick on the outside of the boot, inboard towards Harry Wheeler. It wasn't 15 though, and Wheeler was brought down in a tackle, and we got a stoppage right in front of the scoreboard, far side of the JC Lowe Oval. We've played around 30 seconds on R09 Live. Here's Luke Francis for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Greenhill, good smother from Cam Wilson. Ball making its way towards the line. Greenhill goes again. Pressure by Wilson and also Harry Wheeler. And it's gone across the chalk. Yes, if you've just joined us on R09 Live, a very low scoring first term. 7-1 the score at the moment. Early stages of the second term here at JC Lowe Oval. And the Pigeons are up. Ball making its way back towards the boundary line. Baker, has he kept that one in? Wild kick. And the umpire has said, did it already go across the chalk? No, it's out in the full.
Oh, it's in the tennis courts.
Yeah.
It is. No, just inside.
Bruce has got it. Panda, so he's inside defensive 50.
He started this game pretty good as well, Ryan Bruce.
Got the haircut during the week too, Panda.
Like it.
Short back and sides. Over O'Dwyer. And in pursuit of this ball is Tyson. Jewel after him. Tyson still knocking it along the ground. Doesn't want to pick it up at this stage. O'Sullivan. Jewel got hands to it. Gibbons. He picks it up. And then O'Sullivan goes after him. Gibbons spits it out the back. Turns it over, though, to Baker. Did a full 360 and then gets it on the boot and comes out.
That was beautiful play there from Baker, but his kick's going to get intercepted there by Lovell, who just edged out his Wodonga opponent. Bailey Fronfelder wants his left foot. Willie Wheeler, this is really good pressure and heat here by the Wodonga Bulldogs. They force the turnover. Jorgensen flicks it out to Casey Marr. He's at left half back. He can kick to centre wing. Cassidy up against Masters. Masters applied enough pressure to allow Einspawn to come in and give him a hand. This is good pressure there. Good tackle by the Dogs. Masters had to get rid of it. Hand passed it 5 metres forward. Pendergast is there for the Pigeons. Not sure he got rid of that. It was picked up by Willie Wheeler, who hacks it on the foot. And Fothergill marks 60 from home for the Pigeons.
Here goes Fothergill. Now he wants to angle in.
Good kick.
Nyholm moves it across, looking for Gibbons. Morrison got body to him and handed it over the top. Fraunfelder. Gus Jones comes through. They got it to Jorgensen. Gee, their pressure's right up compared to last week, Panda. And the Bulldogs get it to Jewel. True centre wing, far side. Nice kick to Spiteri. Now they've got a couple out here. If he plays on quickly, Noah gets it over the top. Welding. No, Einspawn got back in time. Well done. Got a fist to it.
Well
Bruce
done.
After it. Has he got for line? Still in play over there. Players go after it. Lovell comes out for the Pigeons and gets a low one to Nyholm again. And then out to Fraunfelder.
Hey, Sky Burgess on the boundary for Waters. What an effort that was there from Ryan Einspawn, who was undersized.
He was. He did really well. To be honest, that was exactly what Geordie Taylor was talking about, though. It looked a lot better going in for Bulldogs, and if it wasn't for his efforts, I reckon they would have had a goal there.
Sky Burgess on the boundary for Waters. This is Charlie Morrison, who's started this game on fire for the Wodonga Bulldogs and is able to shimmy around Williams. His kick down the guts. Not great. Going to be turned over here. Bailey Fronfelder racking up the 40 winks disposals. This time on the right foot. Goes inboard to Harry Wheeler. He's got his brother, Willie, right bang smack in the middle of the JC Lowe Oval. He likes Morey on the broadcast side. Switches to him. He wants his left foot. And he kicks in towards the Gibbons direction, who tries to keep it in front of him. Not able to. Daniel Wortman wearing him like a glove. And we've got a boundary throw in. 55 out from Yarrawonga's goal. They lead 1-1-7 to the Dogs, 1 behind. We've played 4 and a bit minutes in this second quarter on the Macca's time clock.
Let's have a look, Panda. Big boundary throwing. Got some air in that one. O'Dwyer with his first hand to it. Harry Wheeler hacks it off the ground. Fortuitously ends up in the hands of Nick Fothergill. How about that one, Panda?
That was brilliant. How are you going to call this football? Because it's tight in the pocket right in front of our commentary box, but there is a lovely tree that has just kept on growing over the weeks that's pretty much in your way, Luke Francis.
Yeah, it branches out a little, doesn't it, Panda? But we can just see Nick down here in front of our broadcast spot. So let's have a look. Number 1, Guernsey. She deliberate approach. He's going to back himself, Nick, on the boot. Drop punt. Goes left. Well, Casey got hands to it. Play goes on. Gus Jones clears it for the Bulldogs. Now, who's this going to end up in the hands of? Bouncing ball outside defensive 50. Line close. Nyholm won't get to it. And it's gone out of bounds. So 7 plays 1. Very low scoring game. The Pigeons up on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We're going over 5 minutes on the Macca's time clock. We'll go to you, Panda, for the old Town and Country tab.
Harley Bennell started pretty well for Wodonga Raiders. He's kicked 3 goals in the opening quarter.
3?
Yep, as they lead the middle for Alpine Saints. Pretty good thing they got the clearance in time for the Raiders as the Dogs apply a bit of heat on that far side, and we've got another boundary throw in here at the JC Low Oval. 55, 60 metres around from Yarrawonga's goal. Good crowd in here. King's birthday long weekend. Lots of visitors to this region, the Yarrawonga region, Lukey Francis.
It's great. It is super, Panda.
1-1-7, the Pigeons lead over the Dogs. 1 behind as the Pigeons emerge from the stoppage in the direction of Williams. He was just nudged underneath it by Morrison. The Dogs bench right below us do not like it, and Lee Williams has won a free kick 30 metres out directly in front. Your thoughts on that one, Sky, on the boundary for Waters?
I think it was a little bit soft, to be honest. He had one fist up and was right behind him. I don't think there was much in it at all.
So Lee Williams has not had his goal-kicking boots on over the last couple of weeks, Lukey Francis. He needs this for his own confidence. We need it to lift this game on O&M Live. Comes in and he drills it. They run from everywhere to get around the Doug Strang medalist from season 2022. His tally is now 31 goals for the season. That's his first for the day. That's our second for the day here on O&M Live. The Pigeons 2 straight 12. Wodonga 1 behind. That's on the CMV Truck and Buck scoreboard in this second term.
Yeah, so the Dogs bench absolutely snarling at that free kick to Williams, and as Sky Burgess said, it was a little soft, but anyway, it was paid, and a goal to Williams. So 13-1 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, the Pigeons lead, and as Panda said, Williams goes to 31 on the Doug Strang medal. That gives him a 3-goal lead. Jorgensen, whistle here in the middle. Free kick coming to Angus Baker. So the Dogs shifted out to Driscoll, and then he goes with about a 25-metre kick along the ground. Bradshaw on the boot and then sends it forward inside 50. Jewell takes the mark. So he's about 40 out. Well, the man on the mark is. Fires it in. He's got Wilding back there. Good play from the Bulldogs. Nice build-up, and they'll have a chance to kick a goal to the Lake Marwala out. And as Wilding goes around the body here, makes no mistake though, and kicks a goal. So they'll respond quickly. 13 plays 7 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Macca's time clock has gone 8 minutes. As we go back down to you, Sky, that was good play from the Doggies.
It was. I think they really needed that goal. They've been working really hard, pressure around the ball, so they just needed that bit of reward to get the spirits up and keep them in the game. It's
taken 8 minutes
in
the second quarter for the Wodonga Bulldogs to register their first goal, and boy did they need it. 2-1-13 to Wodonga 1-1-7.
It's hard to believe, Panda, you could be 8 minutes into the second term, kick your first goal, and only trail by 6 points.
It is. We've got a good game here. A low-scoring one, but a good, close game. As Gibbons moves into the middle, kicks one. Oh, both players trying to mark that football. I thought there was going to be a heavy collision right in front of us. Both players with eyes on the footy. Wonderful courage. And there's a free kick here for the Dogs. It was Noah Bradshaw who fluck it onto Andrews. The Dogs flick it around. Here's Deneen on centre wing. Just dropped the footy. Yep, Irvine won a free kick for holding the ball. Whooper Irvine for the Yarrawonga Pigeons right on centre wing. Good crowd here, as I said before. Whooper goes down the line looking for Iron Spawn. Here's Andrews for the Dogs, though. The ball hit the deck. Good hand pass on to Mimo. They flick it out the back here to Baker. He goes to Andrews. Quick hands. Gus Jones had to get rid of it. Good tackle there from Ironspawn for the Pigeons, and they win it back. Here's Harry Wheeler. He was met by about 5 Dogs. Good pressure around this pill right in front of our commentary position. Noah Bradshaw was on the ground. The umpires paid a free kick here to Yarrawonga, and it's Ironspawn, Lukey, 65 from home.
Yeah, the game going up a couple of levels now. Ironspawn goes in. Oh, the kick looked good, but a great defensive fist from O'Sullivan. Fraunfelder loves a goal, as we know. Gets it on the boot. Williams holding. It's going. Yes, it's going to Morrison.
Wow.
Gee, this is going to be a great contest to watch, isn't it, Panda? Morrison up against Williams. So that one being won by Morrison. He went to Wortman. Then out to Matt Wilson. They're just outside the defensive 50. Chalk on the outer side. Southern end. Wants to come back to Andrews. They're going to switch the footy here, the Bulldogs, to Driscoll. Now Morrison's pointing out towards Ollie Greenhill, but Morrison will receive it. Now the Pigeons starting the man up. Morrison wants to go back out the outer side now to Andrews. So they're chopping and changing in decision making. Low ball to Wilson. Gee, that was a bullet. Good one. But they're virtually back to where they started here on that play. Short one to Noah Bradshaw. We're gaining no territory here, so the Pigeons really corralling them in, Panda.
Good press.
And it is, and they come this way to Wortman now, so they're making no territory whatsoever.
So after about 3 or 4 switches, they eventually decide with the broadcast side. The kick to Driscoll was not great. He dropped it very low down to the ground. They fixed it up anyway, and the kick exiting defence from Greenhill is out of bounds on the full. And it's going to get brought in there from Ironspawn as the boundary umpire makes contact with the player from Wodonga coming on the ground, Sky Burgess.
Yeah, I thought he was going to... He nearly decked him, to be honest. I don't think either of them were looking, unfortunately.
Irvine's kick to the hot spot. Williams made a contest. The Dogs all there at ground level. Here's Jorgensen straight down the height a little. Ball hit the deck looking for Bradshaw. That was Will. And Masters able to mop up for the Pigeons. He kicks out to the far side. Good pressure there from Spiteri. Fraunfelder picks it up on the left, goes short to Ironspawn. He's going to kick it deep inside forward 50, but it's all Dogs. And Gus Jones takes an intercept mark. Deep in defence, he goes short to Bradshaw. Yarrawonga 2-1-13, the Dogs 1-1-7 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, 11 minutes, second term.
Gee, the Bulldogs defence working overtime here. Spiteri down the line, good hit. And hits Wilding. Goes inboard.
Good kick.
Nice. Finding Noah Bradshaw. Noah plays on. Oh, bad turnover to Lovell.
Yep.
So that hurts them going forward. Short one to Wilson. Inside defensive 50. We're going over 12 minutes. Macca's time clock, second turn. The Pigeons up 13-7 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Welcome to you. Wherever you may be tuning in to O&M Live this afternoon. Sky Burgess, Blake Ascott and Luke Francis with you. Enjoying this round 9 clash on the King's birthday. Long weekend. Irvine down the line to Bruce. Good hit. Bruce squaring ball into the middle, so the Pigeons building. Here they come, the hoops. Then Willie Wheeler into Ironspawn, too easy. Is he going to hold up? He will.
He could have ran all the way in to goal then, Luke Francis. I'm not sure how they were able to get the overlap like that in the extra inside 50. So Ironspawn will have to kick this from maybe 51, 52 metres. Looks like he wants to pass it off.
He does to Pendergast. He was in two minds, wasn't he, Penner, when he first took it. Now Ned plays on and hits Nick Fothergill. So defence has been so good from the Bulldogs in the last probably 2 or 3 minutes, but they just let themselves down there for a moment, Panda.
Nick Fothergill averaging 23 disposals and 2.3 goals a game. He's kicked 13 goals for the year as a midfielder, Luke Francis, and he has kicked a goal in every single game this year.
And just his second season in the O&M, so he is a wonderful player, Nick. Highly talented. Let's see what he can do. Southern end. Ollie Greenhill on the mark, doing his best to try and put off Nick, but he steers it through. 19 plays 7 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. The Pigeons up. Have gone close to 14 on the Macca's time clock. This is the second term. Let's go back down to Sky for Waters, boundary side.
They have got the music blasting down here in between the goals.
I love it.
I was going to say, I haven't noticed that yet. It's great atmosphere down here. You can feel the crowd starting to lift.
No one does it better at a home game, Sky, than the Yarrawonga Pigeons. They have a DJ at every single one of their home games, and why not? you're inside a caravan park. You know what? He might get a few floaters in, Sky. I like it.
It certainly doesn't feel like a small town vibe, this club. It just feels amazing.
It's like a T20. I love it.
You're like a basketball field, isn't it?
It's brilliant. Or a netball game. The Vixens and the Fever, they do it very good.
Yeah.
So 3 goals, 119 Yarrawonga. Wodonga 117. That's on our CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. In this second term, for Wangaratta Motor Group, in the Pigeons go again. They kick it to half forward. Good contest out there between Gus Jones and Fothergill. The last goal kicker, Gus Jones at ground level, had to get rid of it. Fothergill there, tracks it back and hand passes it to Willie Wheeler. They go back inside again. Baker and Williams, big contest. Morrison's hand pass was too hot for his teammate. It's picked up by Nyholm, who shovels it back to Fronfelder, able to get around Greenhill, and then hooks it, interestingly, into the direction of Masters, who's crept forward. The Dogs' defence working overtime. Casey just picked up Spiteri, put him on his you-know-what. Could have absolutely tipped him up and drove him into the ground, but he didn't in the end. It was a good crunching tackle from Matt Casey. Balled up inside 50 for Yarrawonga still, and Baker picks it up and hacks it out of there.
Mathy, high one on Masters, so it's going to be coming back in here. She's been good.
It's against Wilding, unnecessary.
Here he goes, Lee. Kick smothered. O'Dwyer, back to Masters, spits it out to Pendergast. Pendergast went back inside, gets a delivery in. Sullivan, good in the hands, good defensive mark. They've had to do some work back here. They're seeing so much of the footy. The Bulldogs' defence in this second term, and then spears it into the middle. A JC Low Oval. Masters got hands to it out the back. Julie might go off the ground here. Keeps it in front of him. Now Borks gets it to Wilson. He's got no one forward to the ball, really. Here's a pair running down. Jet Cassidy. Goal. Something out of nothing for the Bulldogs. So in transition, they've been able to get down the ground, and that is absolutely making something out of nothing, Panda.
I tell you what, Sky, it was set up by the big kick down the middle from Jack O'Sullivan, wasn't it? And then there were just one-on-ones forward of the ball. It was a great goal from Wodonga.
Yeah, I think they were very lucky there because, to be honest, I thought Masters was going to take that mark in the middle, but the spill, and they certainly capitalised on it. I think he's getting too much free rein, Masters. If you're a Bulldogs player, you'd at least be going to him making a 2-on-1, you think.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
Yeah. So Yarrawonga 19, Wodonga 13 as Kennedy goes inside 50. Casey hits him lace out, the youngster. A great kick inside 50 from Ben Kennedy. And Casey marks, you'd say, 32 metres out in a slight angle.
See, two very good marks here in my last few moments. So Sullivan defensively for the Bulldogs, and now Casey in attack. Just strong hands.
So he is probably the biggest kick in the competition, I reckon, Matt Casey. Kicked one from 62 or 3 metres last week for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. He does not have to kick it this far on this occasion. He's a lovely set shot. Comes in from 30 metres. That is unbelievably straight through the middle. That's how you kick a drop punt. The Yarrawonga Pigeons answer straight away. 4-1-25, Wodonga 2-1-13. That's on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We've played 17 and a bit minutes in this second quarter. That was a beautiful kick from Casey.
Certainly was, Panda. Yeah, he is a lovely strike of the ball, and no mistake there to the southern end. So, they're fourth, the Pigeons, 4-1-25 to 2-1-13 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Very overcast in Yarrawonga. Quite cool at the moment.
Where's that sun that was out before we came to the ground, Lukey?
Yeah, that's it. That's it, Panda. O'Dwyer back in the middle. Jorgensen grabs it. Wrapped up by Willie Wheeler. And the umpire is going to take it again. 15-6-6-3 and E. This is O&M Live. Hope you're enjoying the action. Out of the middle. And then Mathy. And then got it back to Bradshaw. And Bradshaw on the boot. Cassidy. Last goal kicker for the Bulldogs. Now swings it in, looking for Wilding. Put it a long way in front of him. Good kick.
Great kick.
And a nice mark. And I tell you what, they have a chance here to hit back straight away, Blake Escott.
We've been goal for goal since the Williams goal in this second quarter at the 7th minute mark. So Wooding's already got one. That kick was just a space, and he was able to lead into it beautifully, Lukey.
As you said, kicked 3 last week against the Tigers. Would love to kick a goal here. Lake Mawala in second term. Is he nailed it? Oh, it's hit the post. It's hit the post. So 25 plays 14 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard now. Almost gone 20. Second term on the Macca's time clock. Here's Panda for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
So this is in the hands now of Cam Wilson. Right on half back. Like something broadcast side. Kicks wide to Ben Kennedy, who beautifully delivered the ball in before to Casey. His kick on that occasion, a turnover. Cassidy marks for the Dogs on centre wing. Comes inboard to Matthew, who hand passes it to Andrews. His kick was smothered, but Andrews followed up his work beautifully and kicked it off the deck. Intercepted there by Casey for the Pigeons. Come out wide towards Wheeler. Matthew, this is now for the Dogs. His hand pass was intercepted by Ben Kennedy for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. He kicks to half forward. O'Sullivan in the hot seat. He takes an intercept mark and he runs away with it for the Dogs.
He does. Gee, can take a mark. O'Sullivan. Spiteri sits under it. Got absolutely cleaned up by Tyson. Quite fair. Mark has been paid. They play on. Ball inside 50 coming back.
There's a down the field free kick. I think it was a hit.
After Spiteri took it. Yeah.
It was a hit on either Spiteri or Cassidy, and there was a downfield, I'm pretty sure, Lukey.
Yeah, he did well. He hung onto the ball for quite a while there, Cassidy. So play went on. Wilding's got it now. So as we know, it was on the far side at the northern end for his last kick and hit the post. Now he's on the opposite side, virtually the same distance out. Let's have a look. What can he do, Oscar? Oh, that is a lovely kick. Well done. And that makes it a double for Oscar Wilding. 25 plays 20 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We have gone 21 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Let's go back down to you, Sky, for Waters.
I tell you what, the game has really picked up the last 10 minutes, hasn't it? We've got, 4 or 5 goals in the last 10 minutes. It's doubled what we had. I think that once the pressure, it's a big game and the pressure was high. That's kind of worn off a little bit now and everyone's sitting into the game. And
yeah, it's broken up a little, hasn't it?
Yeah, the goals are starting to come now and the atmosphere's building down here, which is great.
Didn't we need it? There was 1 goal in the opening term. We've had 6 in this second quarter, so it's opened up, as Sky Burgess beautifully said, on the boundary for Waters. Here's Willie Wheeler going inside 50 again for the Pigeons. He had to rush a hand pass. It was good pressure from the Dogs. Wilson picks it up, goes out wide to Baker. He marks it just inside the paint. Far side, wants to come inside with an aggressive kick that hangs a while in the air. Adam Jorgensen marks at half back. Beautiful kick to Spiteri, who's been pretty good for the Dogs. Noah Spiteri in the long sleeves. Always uses the footy well. Goes out wide on that occasion. And this is Wilding. He's kicked 2 goals to the Wodonga Bulldogs. Kicks them back into attack once again, or climbing behind there was Cassidy. And there's a ball player at ground level. It was Tyson. Nothing in it. And there's a boundary throw and inside forward 50 for the Dogs, who have lifted in this second quarter. They trail by 5. 4-1-25 Yarrawonga. Wodonga 3-2-20 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. We've played 22 minutes in this second quarter.
Let's have a look. Northern end boundary throw in. Ball back at the bottom of the pack. And again, the umpire is going to call for it here. So we'll sort them out. It's the Pigeons up against the Bulldogs. If you've just joined us on No On Him Live, O'Dwyer out of the ruck. Jewel after it. Spiteri comes from the other direction. As Blake Escott said, he's been pretty prominent in the first half today. And again, we're going to have another stoppage. What's the atmosphere like down there now, Sky? Can you pick some of the tunes they've been playing?
I've got my headphones on, you see, so all I can hear is the loud doof, doof, doof in the background. I think if I took my headphones off, I'd probably miss something.
Yeah, okay. Willie Wheeler, defensive 50 for the Hoops. And he wants to angle back out to Cam Wilson. Half-back flank. Let's have a look what he can do. So play pretty stagnant at the moment as he goes short to Irvine in front of the reunion marquee Panda, so he's left of a scoreboard.
So Whooper hugs the boundary line, goes down the line. Williams just misread his jump, spills out the back here to the Dogs' defence through Driscoll. They go down the line. They got the numbers. It's marked here by Spiteri, tied up against the paint. Hooks it back to Noah Bradshaw, 55 from home. He's got a free player at half forward. It's Jorgensen. Hand passes it to the running man, Angus Baker, who steadies from 30 and drills it. The Dogs are in front. They get their 4th. Angus Baker kicks a steel line goal today. Great movement from the Wodonga Bulldogs. Down the far wing. They came inside. Baker got on the end of it. They lead by 1 point.
Yeah, they certainly do. That was just too easy for the Bulldogs then. You don't see a Pigeons let a goal through like that so easily, and it just seemed easy work, didn't it, Sky?
It did. I feel like they're settled in now, do you know what I mean? They've got that vibe, they've got a couple of goals and they're ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. Bit of confidence from the Bulldogs, particularly after their really out-of-character loss last week versus the Tigers. Now, Driscoll, did he do his ankle there, Sky, on landing?
He kind of landed and his
grimaced.
face grimaced. He hasn't grabbed for anything yet, so I'm not sure what's sore, but I will keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he was in pain immediately.
You can see it on his face. He is very, very sore. I reckon it's an ankle, boys. I reckon it's an ankle.
Yeah, no, he's making his way to the bench and hobbling very heavily. Rightio, Cam Wilson's got it. Back to the footy action. Sky Burgess will watch this one closely. So Mick Driscoll's making his way to the bench in a lot of pain.
We need a couple of trainers there to actually help him off. It's the poor girl probably can't bring him off by herself. So Driscoll's having to hobble off the ground. He's just got there now. So we'll get Sky to watch that on the boundary for Waters.
Nyholm short to Wilson. Now Bulldogs have got right back here and clogged up the 50. Wilson deep. One-on-one, try to get Casey. Gus Jones right on his tail. Good, strong contest there. Players go in. Baker is there. And so too is Willie Wheeler. And the umpire will have it. We're inside 50 at the southern end, Panda.
25 played, second term for Wang Motor Group. That's on the Macca's time clock. A good fight back here by the Dogs. They're showing something. Jorgensen exits defence. Hand passes it to Jack Chesser. The Cole Cam boy goes out wide. Kick wasn't great. Asked a lot there of Jack Yelland. And the siren sounds at the JC Low Oval to end a low-scoring second half, but a second term that had a fair bit of action. 7 goals, and then 4 of them to the way of the Wodonga Bulldogs. And they take a 1-point lead, 4-2-26 to Yarrawonga 4-1-25 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. Halftime show coming up right after this. Remember, on R09 Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
We've got a ball game on our hands. A low-scoring game, but it's a close one. And the Wodonga Bulldogs would be very happy here on our halftime show. All thanks to Harvey Norman betting. Wodonga 4-2-26 over Yarrawonga 4-1-25. So the Dogs by a point. Lukey Francis and Sky Burgess. Halftime show thanks to Harvey Norman betting and, of course, 40 Winks as well. Who was your Optus quarter's best in that second quarter, Sky? We saw Oscar Wilding kick a couple of goals and Baker get on the end of one as well. They were pretty impressive in that second quarter.
Yeah, I would have said Baker. Just that run, he just gives it and goes, doesn't he? Like, he just creates something out of nothing, like that last goal. It just absolutely vamped the life into the Bulldogs, and I would say Baker for sure for me.
What about you, Lukey Francis?
Yeah, it'd be hard. It'd be hard to disagree with Sky on that one. Panda, that is for sure. So, the man in the 13 Guernsey for the Bulldogs, Angus Baker, we know how good a player he is. And second game back from injury, whilst he picked up a lot of possessions last week, it was hard for him to have an impact against the Albury Tigers. They cut off so much. But today, their defence has been shored up and he's been able to attack a lot more.
I think it was a half of two halves, funnily enough. In the first quarter, the Wodonga Bulldogs had to do a lot of defending and they had a lot of inside 50s against, so Yarrawonga got the ball inside 50 quite a bit. But in that second quarter, they were able to get the game on their terms a little bit, Sky, and I think that their ball use was a lot better in that second quarter, which was something that they spoke about this week. Their ball use against Albury wasn't great. They put together a lot of good plays, and Oscar Wilding was able to kick a couple of goals.
Look, they look worlds apart, the two teams from last week. They didn't look like an O&M first-grade team against the Tigers. They were well off the mark, and then today they've turned up and they're on their game this afternoon. So, look, it hasn't been a high-scoring game. Very dull first quarter, quite dour, as you described it, Panda, but again, broke open in the second, and at the moment, just a 1-point lead to Wodonga at the long break here at JC Low Oval.
Yeah, and I think the tale of the first half was the pressure. The pressure around the football was quite evident, and the Wodonga Bulldogs' heat early I think was pretty good. And although they would have been disappointed not to have actually scored in the opening quarter, at least they were in the contest.
And they weren't turning it over, Panda. Last week they turned it over so much, just poor decision-making, bad kicks, but they haven't done that as much today, and it's kept them right in the game and again, in front.
How have you seen the battle between Charlie Morrison and Lee Williams, Sky?
It's
Lee's
great,
got the one goal, but it's great, isn't it?
I keep finding myself just, you forget about the ball and you almost just start watching them to see what they're up to. I think Morrison has been really great. Like, you can tell he's being very disciplined and, like, very smart about what he's doing. Like, the way he's holding his body and stuff, making sure not to give away those free kicks. I'd almost have Morrison pegged for the day. I think he's done an outstanding job.
And he's so undersized, isn't he? And he's undersized against most key forwards in the O&M. So, wonderful effort from him.
I think he's the top 5 defender in the competition with
Yep.
Lucas Conlon, Charlie Morrison, Lee Masters, Michael Borden-Yong, and I think Pup Clark you can probably chuck in there as well. They're the top 5 for mine. So I think he's definitely got the chockies at the moment over Lee Williams, who's only kicked the 3 goals in his last 6 quarters of footy, Lee Williams. And we saw him bang through a goal in that second quarter there, but they're definitely going to need more from him. And I think Michael Gibbons as well, who's been okay. He's been okay, kicked the opening goal in that first quarter, but they're going to need more out of some of their big guns, I think, Yarrawonga, if they're to get over the line in this game. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, we haven't seen much of mix, have we, so far in this footy game? But as we said, it was pretty congested for the opening term. Broke open a little there, but he'll be looking to have a big half again, with some of their other big names. Thought Willie Wheeler's done a lot of work inside too, a lot of tackling and close in the contest, as he always does.
And I think Noah Spiteri, someone for the Wodonga Bulldogs who got his hands on the ball as well. And he provided a couple of attacks as well at half forward. Jet Cassidy as well got his hands on the pill that quarter, and he's a real live wire for him. He's a real barometer for the Wodonga Bulldogs, and he got on the end of a goal as well to Jet Cassidy. So here at the JC Low Oval, if you are just tuning into our 40 Winks halftime show, Yarrawonga 4-1-25, Wodonga 4-2-26. A goal to Michael Gibbons, 1 to Lee Williams, another to Nick Fothergill and Matt Casey for the Pigeons. And for the Wodonga Bulldogs, Oscar Wilding has 2 goals, Cassidy 1, and Baker another one as well. We're going to go around the grounds also thanks to 40 Winks today and other SSNA Ovens and Murray games. Just quietly, we are on track to finish very, very early, Sky and Luke, because this game only went 22 minutes in the opening quarter. That quarter only went 26 minutes. And it's half-time very early, I can assure you of that. North Albury, 7-1-43. The Rovers, 7-2-44.
Wow.
So that's a tight game.
Wow.
A tight game. The Hoppers have been improving a lot in season 2023, and they're going for 3 wins at home for the first time in a very long time. So the Rovers in a tight tussle there. The Wodonga Raiders, 8-1-49 over Myrtleford, 6-4-40. So that's going to be a tight one as well. Just repeating as well that Harley Bennell, the new recruit for the Wodonga Raiders, has 3 goals. So he is on fire. The Albury Tigers, 2-14 against Lavington, 5-3-33. So Lavington lead that one by 7 points. 2-14, Sky and Luke.
That's not impressive, is it? That's almost a Yarra and Raiders repeat, those amount of points.
Is that right?
That's from a long time ago, that Yarra Raiders game. That was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think, what did Yarra get?
19 behinds or something ridiculous.
Yeah, not what you expect in an A-grade Ovens and Murray side, but, you have those days.
You do. So Lavington leading Albury, 5-3-33. Albury, 2-4-26. So extraordinary bad kicking, Lukey.
Yeah, so the biggest margin we've got is 9 points between the 4 games, which is the Raiders and Saints game. So that's great, isn't it? Up until half-time.
What a good round all across the board.
That's it.
Might have to rewatch a few of these games, I think.
That's right, Sky.
And that's the beauty of the SSN Ovens and Murray, is you can go back and you can rewatch all of the games on the Vimeo channel, or of course some of those on the YouTube channel as well. Great access we have in our SSNA Ovens and Murray competition. A 1-point lead to Wodonga, 4-26 over Yarrawonga, 4-1-25. And they've got the DJ out here, Sky, as well, which is great.
I know. It makes it a little hard to concentrate, I'm not going to lie. I keep thinking you guys are going to throw to me and I'm just going to be off to the side having a boogie.
Down there with your glow sticks.
Yeah. No, it's a great vibe. I've never noticed it. Is this always like this?
Yeah. When was the last time we were here, Panda? Remember they had the marquee over... It was over on the opposite side of the scoreboard, and it was off its tree that day. Well, what was that for? I can't remember. That might have been another reunion, was it?
They had it was the
was that this year or last year?
Of some sorts. It was a Yarrawonga Reserves Day, so that's what it was, and they had all the reserves in the A graders who would finish and the B graders who would finish, and that was in the pocket there.
Those versus the Maggies.
They have 2 marquee positions in the pocket just here as you walk in, and one right in front of the tennis lawn clock.
That just sounds like a code for piss up,
It
doesn't
is.
it?
It is a genuine piss-up,
Reserves
Scott.
day.
It was. Remember Bailey Fraunfelder kicked the goal and he ran over to the tent and he was pumping them up and they're all going off.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Poor old Ben Reid. What was great, after the game, remember that, Panda? Ben Reid, he was copying it all day from the boys in the tent over there, and then he was doing a post-match interview with us. And some of the young blokes came across of the esky and threw him a beer.
Yep, they chucked him a beer.
Live on air. It was great.
That's what country foot is
It
about,
is.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's fantastic.
It was very funny to see, I can assure you of that. We're going to take a break here on our halftime show. The Oz kickers running around on the ground. There must be 200 people on this ground at the moment, which is what you love to see.
Yep.
The Oz kickers having a kick. They do it well here at Yarrawonga. I think it's the best home game match day, I reckon, match day sort of atmosphere that we have in the Ovens and Murray.
Yeah, no, that's probably fair, Panda. That's probably fair.
Absolutely, it is.
Carnival atmosphere.
It is a carnival. Why not? In a beautiful part of the northeast. Wodonga 4-2-26, lead Yarrawonga 4-1-25 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Halftime show for 40 Winks done and dusted. When we come back, third quarter action will be not too far away. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Sky Burgess in commentary as well. Sky, you're back down there on the boundary. And the last thing you said to us when you were going down there was you think it's going to get very, very cold in this latter parts of the day.
It is getting cold. I can confirm. I've started to learn. My mistake this week was that I'm actually not at home at the moment, and I forgot to pack the Kathmandu. So I've had to borrow one of Dad's jackets, and it's just not doing the job, unfortunately.
That was a rookie mistake. No Kathmandu puffer jacket, Sky.
Know.
Does Dad know it's missing, Sky?
He did. I did ask for it. Always ask for permission, Lukey.
Now, Kathmandu aren't great sponsors on O&M Live, but I think they do have about a 40 or 50% sale on during the week, Luke. And, of course, it is cold, it is winter, so...
It is.
Oh, the Oz Kickers were just asking to grab the mic, guys. So they wanted to have something to say.
You could have gave it to them.
I thought about it.
You could have done some Hamish McLaughlin Oz Kicker interviews like he does on Channel 7, Sky.
I know, the kids say some funny things, don't they?
They do. So third quarter, not too far away from starting here, and they're playing a bit of M&M Lose Yourself over the speakers here at Yarrawonga.
Pando, I'm impressed.
M&M Lose Yourself. It is a genuine T20 Carnival atmosphere here at the JC Low Oval. They do home game atmosphere as good as anyone here in the SSNA Ovens and Murray. Do the Yarrawonga Pigeons. And they're going to want to start pretty good here in this third quarter. Lee Williams with only the one goal. Gibbons with only the one goal. Fothergill's hit the scoreboard, and Matt Casey as well, where Oscar Wilding has 2 goals for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Cassidy and the Baker, the other goal scorer. Around the grounds, quickly in other SSNA Ovens and Murray games, the Rovers by 1 point over North Albury. The Wodonga Raiders lead Myrtleford by 9 points. Lavey by 7 over Albury. And here at the JC Low Oval, Wodonga 4-2-26 over the Pigeons 4-1-25. Third quarter action for STY Medals about to start here on O&M Live. And here's Luke Francis for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Yeah, here we go, Panda. Big second half from JC Low Oval. So Driscoll and O'Dwyer, as the game started, O'Dwyer got a first tap to it. Willie Wheeler, Matey, just can't drag him down. It just shows you how strong Willie Wheeler is. And the umpire again is going to call for it. Here we go. O'Dwyer again got a touch to it. Willie Wheeler, high ball in the Fothergill direction. Wilson just nudged him under the ball. Spits out to Morey. Morey goes forward on the boot, sends it towards the sticks. Dream start of the second half for the Pigeons. Logan Morey with the goal to a Lake Mulwala end. And that's the way they wanted to start. So 31 plays 26 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. And that is a great start. Macca's time clock hasn't gone 60 seconds as we go back down to Sky for Waters.
I've got to mention, boys, Driscoll does not look in great shape. He did come off, get some more taping to the ankle and have some pain meds, but you can notice after he rucks, he's limping between everything. I think they're going to have to find another source.
He's battling out there. Is Michael Driscoll. He taps it down beautifully to Jorgensen for the Dogs, who goes inside 50. Oh, Masters. A brave intercept mark. Only eyes for the football. That was the Mawson's concrete mark of the day from Masters. Here's Ben Kennedy. Liked his game. Goes down the line, hugs the boundary. Looking for Whooper Irvine up against Liam Andrews. And it spills over the boundary line for a throw-in. True centre wing here at the JC Low Oval. So a goal in this third quarter. Inside the first 40 seconds through Logan Morey. The start that the Yarrawonga Pigeons wanted. David O'Dwyer grabbed it out of the ruck, and his kick is intercepted by Liam Andrews. The left slipper is a beautiful kick into the middle of the ground, and the Dogs can move it quick. Jorgensen marks. Adjacent here to the centre circle. Plays on straight away. Kicks it inside 50. Beautiful kick towards Chesser. Good defensive pressure there from Pendergast for the Pigeons. And they emerge with a football through Einspawn.
Einspawn just down under the scoreboard. And Gibbons, and went by him. Wortman picks it up, and there's a whistle given. And it's going to come back to the Pigeons. So Fothergill's going to get it. Goes with about a 20-metre kick, picking up Gibbons. Is wide out. Went one way, twisting, turning. Couldn't get rid of his opponent, and Wilson Ironspawn. Wilson got a hand on him, but he got free, Ryan. Good mark from Matey, defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. Early third term, JC Low Oval. Irvine came from nowhere, pinched the ball, went to Cam Wilson, dishes off to Casey. Casey, long kick a goal, just wayward, and has gone through for one behind. So 32 plays 26 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We're gone 3 minutes on the Macca's time clock. Pigeons have the lead. As we go back to you, Panda, for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
We'll keep you updated as much as we can on some other games as well around the grounds for 40 Winks, because every single game is very close in round 9 SSNA Ovens and Murray action. I think the app is down at the moment as well. You can jump on Play HQ and check some of those live scores if you like, and we'll keep you updated here on 3E's R&M Live. This is Matt Wilson, who's having a great year on the wing for the Wodonga Bulldogs. And you give a bloke a pump up,
that's
he turns the football over. Shocking kick. Intercepted here by Matt Casey. Far side, JC Low Oval, Pigeons by 6. Early stages of this third quarter for STY Metals. He pumps them long into attack. There's a whistle. There's a free kick here against Williams, and it's going the way of Jack O'Sullivan, who's had a pretty good opening half for the Dogs. He switches it. Here's Wortman, and he goes on to Greenhill. The Dogs are away.
Greenhill, true half-back flank, broadcast side, down the line, trying to get Baker, but Bruce, geez, a good player. Reads the play so well, and then went inboard to Harry Wheeler. Handballs off to Willie. Willie short one to Nick Fothergill. Casey screaming for it inside 50. Oh, very short that one.
That's 2
to
metres.
Irvine.
That ball went and travelled, no joke, 2 metres, Luke.
There's no way in the world that travelled the required distance. You're right, Peter. On to Fraunfelder, fires it in. Williams, couple of bites at it, put it down. Wilson off the ground.
Oh!
Steal line goal of the day and one of the goals of the year in the O&M.
Extraordinary.
That was an absolute gem. Soccer World Cup stuff. Wow. Cam Wilson. That'd have to go down as one of the best goals kicked here at JC Low Oval. No joke.
The bloke in the brown shirt in that marquee, Brendan Favola, kicked a lot of fantastic goals, but I'm not sure he kicked one as good as that. It was hacked out of midair from Cam Wilson, travelling at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he has put the right slipper into it, and he has kicked it through the big sticks. What about that sky on the boundary for Waters?
I know, you don't see much better than that, do you? It really gets the excitement up and about.
So we've played 5 minutes of the Macca's time clock. Pigeons have kicked the only 2 goals in this third quarter. One through Morey and a beautiful finish through Wilson. The Dogs have to answer here. They got it at half back. Good movement. They kick to the broadcast side, looking for Noah Spiteri up against Tanner Nyholm. The youngster Nyholm did well. Goes back to Irvine. He's got a player at half forward. It's Fothergill. He marks broadcast side, too far out to score. Running into space here is Morey in the long sleeves, and he marks tight in the pocket, wants to come inboard, kick at the deck. Dogs have a chance. Ironspawn hand passes it to Gibbons. Was he grabbed without it? He was. Picked up by Ironspawn. Advantage goal. The Pigeons have kicked 3 on the trot. Ryan Ironspawn kicks his first goal of the day, and all of a sudden the margin is out to 18 points. 6 minutes played in this third quarter. Danger sign, Sky Burgess here for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs really need to lift. They are making a few changes down on the bench. We've just had Oscar Wilding go back on. Wilding, sorry, I better say that right.
It is Wilding. You got it right the first time,
right.
Sky.
I'm not questioning myself now. And both the Bradshaw boys have just gone back on as well, so hopefully they can give the team a little bit of lift.
Gee, they've come out firing. The Yarrawonga Pigeons on their home deck in the second half, really turning up the heat. Back in the centre, Wilson, after kicking that magnificent goal moments ago, Wilson to Marr, to Yelland. Oh, Marr just turned his attention away from the ball and hit him in the back. Fothergill, nice delivery to Williams. And they're threatening to blow this game apart in the second half here. 7 minutes into the third term on the Macca's time clock. Sky, that was impressive.
It was. That was just a little bit too easy, wasn't it? Bulldogs just really need to get back to those basics and hold off. Yarrawonga can't get too many more goals without the Bulldogs responding.
He's kicked one, Williams. This would take him to 32 on the Doug Strang medal. No. to the far side and through for one behind. So 45 plays 26, and the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard, Macca's time clock, has gone over 7. Here's Blake Escott.
For the Old Town and Country Tavern, hope you're enjoying the 3E's R09 live action. Panda Escott with you, Luke Francis, Sky Burgess as the Dogs kick towards attack. All Yarrawonga Pigeons as they try to intercept here. Masters just left the footy behind. Thought he got in the back there of Yelland. Fronfelder in there as well for the Pigeons. Lots of players around this footy. Going in there was Urquhart. Spills out here towards Will Bradshaw. Nyholm did well. Got through traffic. Kicks to half forward. Andrews is there for the Dogs, though. Great pick up, and he kicks it down the height a little, looking for Jorgensen just over his head. David O'Dwyer, the big fella. Oh, great tackle there from Jorgensen. Put him on the ground, if you don't mind. Nyholm's out the back with time and space. Hand passes it to Pendergast here for the Pigeons, and he kicks short to Tyson. The Pigeons by 19. 45 plays 26 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard.
Bailey Fraunfelder, look at that for a spearing kick. Turns it over, though. And a good mark taken by Driscoll. He's done well to come back from that ankle injury. Baker, long forward entry for the Bulldogs. Oh, Nyholm. Good mark from Chesser.
Wow.
Well done.
3 juggles, Lukey.
Wasn't that good to watch, Panda? At one stage you thought Nyholm might be on top in the contest, but Chesser coming out on top, and he will have a shot of a southern end here, and don't they need it? Don't they need it? Here he goes. Jack. And let's see if he can put it through to the southern end. This will give the Bulldogs their 5th, and he makes sure of it. Well done. So 45 plays 32 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard here. Third term brought to you by STY Metals. Macca's time clock has gone over 9 minutes in the third term as we go back down to Sky Burgess for Waters.
A few more rotations from the Bulldogs. We've had Mimo and Greenhill go back on, so they're really getting those through fast. Yarrawonga bench is very quiet, I'm not going to lie. We've had Gibbons off for quite some time now, so it's interesting to keep an eye on what they're doing over there.
Around the grounds for 40 Winks. North Albury lead Wangaratta Rovers 56-45, and the Raiders lead the Saints. There's a free kick in the middle of the ground here. Great tackle there from Baker, a Mawson's Concrete player today on Willie Wheeler, who was just about to pump the Pigeons back inside forward 50. So the margin here 13. Yarrawonga with the first 3 in this third quarter, just like they did last week against the Rovers. The Wodonga Bulldogs with the answer in goal. Spiteri out there on the far side, right in front of the scoreboard here at the JC Low Oval. Beautiful kick, hugs the boundary line. And this is Oscar Wilding, who's kicked 2 goals. His kick was a very ordinary one towards half forward. Masters came through here for the Pigeons. Pendergast, they flick it around onto the running man Coburn, who hugs the boundary line. Kicks towards Williams, had 2 dogs to beat, tapped it down beautifully to Timmy Lawrence. Wants to come back in towards the middle of the ground, and he finds Morey at half forward.
And he swings around on that left boot, gets it to Mick Gibbons. Gibbons goes in forward looking for Nick Fothergill. Picks it up now, one way, back the other. Comes back out to Kennedy. Kennedy low ball going in, misses Casey. Dogs mop up. Driscoll just got it out in time to Wortman on the boot. Trying to find Deneen, but it ends up with Ma. Ma goes to Deneen now. So they work it nicely. And then out. So this was good play to Noah Bradshaw. Now he wants to switch it back to Driscoll. So this is where the Pigeons held them up in the first half. To Matt Wilson. So the switch completely on now. Back to Wortman. Williams after him. I thought he was going to run straight at him then. Coburn turned over. So it's going to be coming in. Here we go. Sends it in. High ball. Gus Jones put it down. Pigeons pounce. Gibbons. Sweeping hand pass out to Kennedy. Kennedy runs on the young boy. Left foot. And it's marked back there by Charlie Morrison.
Goal-saving tackle there from Charlie Morrison. Goes short to Driscoll. Oh, his kick asked a lot of young Will Bradshaw, the late inclusion. He wins the free kick for a tackle against Willie Wheeler. And Will Bradshaw wants to switch the football again. We've seen this a lot from the Wodonga Bulldogs today. If they don't like it one way, they flick it across pretty quick the other way. This is O'Sullivan. Goes down the line. The dual stick. Need to get
give a delivery like that.
Nick Fothergill kicked a very nice goal. To the northern end, Panda.
I don't think we still give this bloke enough midfielders.
Perfect. Straight through. So that's a double for Nick. And he gets Yarrawonga's 9th on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. And they get away a little on the Bulldogs here as we work up towards the 14-minute mark on the Macca's time clock. 52 plays 32. The Hoops with a handy little break now, Pena.
They do have a handy break. That 3-goal margin once again. Feel like the Dogs are just turning the football over at crucial stages at half forward. The Yarrawonga Pigeons' defence have definitely lifted here in this game. So Fothergill brings through his second goal. Wilding's got 2 for the Dogs, the only multiple goal scorers in this round 9 SSNA Terry Socket for Cancer round. The Pigeons wearing the pink socks, the Dogs wearing the yellow socks. Free kick in the middle of the JC Low Oval. It's going to go the way of the Dogs. They get it on the boot pretty quick. Jorgensen's got 2 Yarrawonga Pigeons to beat. One of them was Harry Wheeler who won it. Hand pass it out the back here to Masters. His kick's a beauty to Fronfelder. They got the switch on at the far side of the ground. Fronfelder's sweeping kick finds Iron Spawn. He can chip it over the top here to Coburn at right half back. He hand passes in the end. Coburn runs to space, wants his left foot, comes inboard. Morey marks. Still on centre wing, the Pigeons. Swings around on the left. Kicks to half forward over the head of a teammate. Morrison back there for the Dogs. Andrews exiting kick. Hit the deck. It was a worm burner. Baker, did he grab Coburn high? He didn't. Urquhart picks it up here for the Pigeons. And his kick sails over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. The Dogs will have a chance to take a breather. 5-2-32 they are. Yarrawonga 8-3-51 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We played 15 minutes in this third quarter for STY Metals.
They bring a broadcast side. Wortman deep in the back pocket to Jones. And they're at the northern end of the ground. Bruce, gee, picks them off well. Does it again. 51 plays 32. Here he comes. Wants a squaring, centering ball. Lawrence, yes. Good play. Bulldogs just allowing too much space inside 50, Sky, and an easy mark in the end to Timmy.
Yeah, it's been a couple of easy forward entries, hasn't it? It shouldn't really be that easy, especially with the pressure that they were giving early on. They really need to start to lift now.
Yeah, so 19-point lead for the Hoops. This would get it out to 25. And we're gone over 16 minutes on the Macca's time clock, third term. Here comes Timmy Lawrence, and he makes no mistake. They're out to a 25-point break now. No, sorry, touched. What? Touched. Man on the mark got it.
Wow, the man on the mark got it.
He must have. So the goal umpire's indicated touch, unless I wasn't looking down on my line. Was there anyone on my line there, Sky? Did you see?
I did not see. Sorry, boys.
It must have been touched off the mark.
Well, I was looking at Timmy Lawrence's reaction there, Panda.
He was double fisting straight away, the TikTok man.
He was pumped up. Whether he was trying to con the umpire. Anyway, 58 plays 32, the Pigeons up.
That is extraordinary. Well, it's definitely not 58 because the scoreboard...
No, you're right. Well, they thought it was a goal
too. They thought it was a goal. So, in fact, I think it's 52 plays 32 here at the JC Low Oval. So, they'll have to fix that one up. Anyway, Wilson emerges with the football, kicks the Pigeons to Gibbons. Ironspawn gets it on the boot, inside 50. Good contest between Williams and Morrison. It's been enthralling. The Pigeons get out the back, and it's through for a minor. So they go to 53, it should be. Wodonga 32 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. The margin is at 21 points here in this third quarter. And on the Macca's time clock, we've played 17 minutes, Lukey Francis.
Yeah, Pennis. So the scoreboard here at JC Low Oval still hasn't been adjusted. I'm
not great at maths, Lukey, so that's going to throw me off quite significantly.
Well, I'm with you, Pennis. So that's confused everyone in the scorer's box, including us there for a moment. Baker goes back to Wortman. Defensive 50 here, the Bulldogs. Let's have a look. Daniel wants to go right out wide, so the switch on again. Ball with Andrews. He's calling for movement from his players. Long one out to Jet Cassidy. Gee, that was a good kick. Jet's got it. Swings it into the middle. Here's Jorgensen. Takes it now. So what's he got on offer? Gets around the man on the mark. No, he doesn't. Handballs along the ground to Noah Bradshaw. He's brought down in the tackle. And what's he said, the umpire? Did he get rid of it in time, did he? Wortman's going to take it. So he's with the ball now to the inside the centre square. And he moves it out wide. Panda.
8.5 gone. Third term. Macca's time clock. And the Pigeons lead by around 21, 22 points. They got the game where they wanted at the minute. Inside forward 50 or just out. Wilding marks 55 from home. He wants to wheel around straight away, kick into the direction of Chesser. He was camped out the back, but the Pigeons muck it up. And Chesser's given away a free kick here anyway. Sorry, Wheeler's given away a free kick. And it's going to go the way of Jack Chesser, who's already kicked one in this third quarter. And he's got a chance to kick two, Lukey, 30 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, he does, Panda. Look, he did a few good things last week against the Tigers in the second half. Just proved a bit of a handful at times, and he's doing so here in the second half.
So Chesser kicked 47 goals in the Hume League last year and was very prolific with Colcan. Coming in to test out his strengths in the SSNA Ovens and Murray this year. Chesser lines up directly in front. They need this, the Dogs. It's across the face. He hooked it through for a minor score. They go to 5-3-33. Yarrawonga are 8 goals for 52. So we think the margin's around 19 points. We played 19 minutes in this third quarter. For STY Metals,
Urquhart, back flank, over the top to Coburn. Got that right shoulder heavily strapped, as he usually does, on to Wilson. Right of centre wing, far side. 20-metre kick down the line to Winespawn. Plays on to Ryan. Short one going in. Try to hit Casey. Morrison playing him so close. Bottom of the pack, and he's pinged him. Gee, I think that is a little tough on Casey there. The umpire's saying he made no attempt once he was over the ball. They move it right back to Wilson. The fullback position to Driscoll. So they come right around the back.
A trail by 19 points. Oh, inboard kick looking for Maith. He was over his head. So the game's scrappy here at the minute as both teams fight for ascendancy. And the Yarrawonga Pigeons are going to win a free kick for holding the ball here. About 5 players on top of this pill, and you could hear the crowd say he dived on it. They wanted one back, Luke Francis. So Cam Wilson, after all that, has a free kick for holding the ball. The Pigeons lead. 21 played on the Macca's time clock in this third quarter. Wilson goes inboard. Fothergill marks on his chest. He's already kicked 2. This might stretch him for distance here, Nick Fothergill. He'll have to kick it from every bit of 50 metres, I'd say. Maybe 48 metres, Scott. Do you think he's got the distance?
I'm going to go with no, but I don't want a commentator curse him either, do you know what I mean? But I just don't think he'll have the lift for it, but he could prove me wrong.
Well, let's hope for a Yarrawonga Pigeons side of things. He may prove you wrong, Sky. So he's kicked 2 goals, Nick Fothergill, lining up for number 3. He's a superstar. He'll kick from 48 metres, 45-degree angle, comes in, loves it off the bird. You were right. Punched through for a minor score.
Thankfully.
You breathe a sigh of relief, Sky. The Pigeons, they go to 8-5. Wodonga 5-3-33. That's on our Harvey Norman betting scoreboard.
Yeah, very own Sky Burgess casting a spell over Nick Fothergill. Ball on the outer side, Cassidy. And then gets it off to Chesser. Short one to Baker. Couldn't drag it in. Masters. Oh, well done. Rode the bump off Jewel. Ground level, Baker. Masters, look at that for a ripper. And then plays still fighting away for it. Comes out the back of the contest to Jet Cassidy. Fires it in. They get a forward entry here. The maroon and white through the hands of Kennedy. Mops up. Now he has to get rid of it. Yep. Brought down, gone. Jorgensen got him. So the young man was Well, a little stiff there. He did well on the second opportunity to take the ball, but Jorgensen was right on to him, and he brought him down, Panda.
He was amongst three dogs. If it wasn't Jorgensen that was going to get him, it was somebody else. So he took the ball. He probably just needed to hold the football in, if anything, young Ben Kennedy. And Jorgensen, the boy from Nathalia, averaging 18 disposals and a goal a game, can put the Dogs back within reach.
Here he goes, Jorgensen. Southern end, and he kicks it. He's got it all right. So 52 plays 39 on the Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. We believe that's the score. They still haven't adjusted the main scoreboard here after Tim Lawrence kicked a behind. And this time box to the scorer's box next door still have it as a goal. So we believe the score is 52-39 away the Pigeons here. McDonald's time clock has gone close to 24 as we work up to three-quarter time here.
So we've played around 24 minutes, as Luke Francis just mentioned. And the Dogs are back within a sniff. We believe the margin's around 13 points. They go back inside forward 50 once again. Jorgensen does well, kicks in towards Wilding. Good fist there came from Lovell. It spills back here to Bradshaw. He kicks to the hot spot, and Bruce for the Pigeons takes a nice defensive mark. 15 out from his defensive lines. Kicks to a 1v2, and the siren sounds and saves the Yarrawonga Pigeons as they were just about to go inside 50 here, the Dogs. And the margin is back to around 13 points. Yarrawonga 8-5. The Dogs, they are 39. That is on our Harvey Norman betting scoreboard. So we have a tight contest here in this Round 9 SSNA Ovens and Murray game. Yarrawonga up against Wodonga. Stay tuned with us here on 3NS O&M Live. We have a big finish. We'll bring you some other scores from around the SSNA Ovens and Murray. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
10-point lead here to the Yarrawonga Pigeons, 8-6-54 over Wodonga, 6-3-39. It's a 15-point margin at the final change here at three-quarter time. In round 9, SSNA Ovens and Murray action. Panda Escott with you, Lukey Francis, Sky Burgess, who was at the Yarrawonga huddle, we believe, at three-quarter time. Lukey Francis, who were your Optus quarters best for that third quarter?
Optus quarters best, Panda. Going to give Nick Fothergill probably the best in the third term. 2 goals up until this point. Probably would have been 3 if Sky Burgess hadn't have been so mean and said he wouldn't have made the distance there for one kick on goal there, Panda. Yeah, so Nick Fothergill. Who else have we got there? I thought Logan Morey did a couple of good things that quarter. Around the contest, Willie Wheeler, has been great all day, and their backline has had to hold up. But clearly Nick Fothergill for mine as the Pigeons' best in that quarter, Pena.
Really quickly around the grounds, North Albury lead Wangaratta Rovers by 19 points for our Wangaratta-based listeners. So North Albury 65, the Rovers 46. The Raiders holding on by 10 points over the Saints, 70-60. So Raiders 70, Myrtleford 60, and Albury are 3 goals 18.
3 goals 18.
36, Lavington 6-5, 41. Sky Burgess down on the boundary for Waters. Where were you at that three-quarter time break?
I got absolutely swallowed by the Yarrawonga huddle. It was so hard to even hear what they were saying. There was that many people in around the huddle. So, as you said, that Yarrawonga atmosphere, just awesome. But Stevie J was really happy with the boys. He just wants them to just play smart football now, like lower the eyes, look down the line, not give away anything that they don't have to. He spoke a lot about what they want to be known for, so he's asking the boys now, like, yes, you've got the lead, but what do you want to be known for? He wants them to go out there, hit them with tackle pressure and not take the foot off the pedal.
So it's going to be an interesting final quarter. Stay with us here on 3E's O&M Live. You feel like the first goal in this quarter, this is the obvious, is super important. The Dogs need it. If there any chance to stage a comeback here in this last quarter for APCO Wangaratta. Jorgensen's goal just before three-quarter time gives them a sniff. Yarrawonga firmly entrenched inside the top 3. So have Wodonga most of the year. And these are the sort of games that can book you a double chance in a very tight SSNA Ovens and Murray contest. 6-3-39 Wodonga, Yarrawonga 8-6-54. Here's Luke Francis for APCO Wangaratta.
Yeah, final turn, Panda, from Yarra. Baker wins that one at ground level. Quickly got it on the boot. Hurriedly up towards the arc. Masters front spot in front of Jewel. Got a beautiful hand pass out to Tyson. Tyson moves it down the line in front of Harry Wheeler. And Spiteri wanting it out on the full here. Don't know where the boundary umpire was, but it's certainly going to be Peters out on the full to Baker. And then into Greenhill. Might have been Peters deliberate, actually. So, half-back flank. Here's Ollie. Sends it back out. Spiteri, good hands. Nice in front of Willie Wheeler. He's wanting to get it hard up against the line. Gee, that's a bad kick, and turned over to Nick Fothergill.
So Fothergill with the 3 goals in this game. He is an absolute superstar. Or the 2 goals, I think, Lukey.
Yep.
Yes, you're right. The 2 goals. We were just looking down at our notes there. I gave him an extra. Here's Yarrawonga moving through the middle of the ground again. Interesting kick to a 1-on-1 between Ironspawn and Wilson. Ironspawn wins out, switches the football out to Pendergast. Empty head, goes short, looking for Morey. 65 from home, has to give it back to Pendergast. Great tackle there from Mimo. The smaller fella wins out. David versus Goliath. Mimo wins a free kick for the Dogs, holding the ball at half-back, and he goes short to Andrews.
Andrews, Chesser. She's good in those one-on-one marks. Taking a couple of those today. Yeah, he's wanting players to lead left. He just puts a high ball in. Let's have a look who's down there and under it. Masters front spot, second bite, good mark. And then he wants a squaring ball to centre half back. It's Logan Morey, so they're on the move here, the Pigeons. Long sleeves for Logan. And switches it to Pendergast. And what's he got on? He's got Nyholm on. He's got space. Sits for him, picks it up now. Gets it back to Pendergast. So probably had to go forward there. Now they go forward through Nyholm. Sends it down the line. Casey caught well behind. Driscoll in front. Morrison held Casey out. So Mick's got it. So they're on the halfback flank. They're on the Burley Road side. Baker now wants to hand pass over the top to Mimo. Mimo on the boot. Drives it forward. Coming out and hitting it Wilding. In front of Lovell. So the Bulldogs with a chance here. This would get them within 9 points, but he's going to have to give it everything he's got, Blake Escott.
He's kicked 2 already, and he loves a big moment, does Oscar Wilding. Watch for the celebration if he can put this one through and bring the margin back.
3 last week. This to make it 3 this week. Oscar, I tell you what, he struck that one okay, right on the line. Pendergast has touched it. Well, hang on. This might have made it, I reckon. Umpire comes in.
They're converging on the goal line here.
This will be interesting.
4 umpires. Lukey Francis, 2 boundary.
Umpire conference. Touched. Oh, the suspense.
After all that.
He enjoyed it, that umpire. He was soaking it up. 54 plays 40 on the Worklocker Wangaratta scoreboard. And last term brought to you by APCO. Macca's time clock has gone 3 minutes.
Here's Logan Morey on centre wing here for the Pigeons. Beautiful kick, finds Ironspawn. He wheels and goes straight away. Kicks to Gibbons. 52 metres out he marks. Tied up against the paint. 5 metres away from our commentary position. Tied up against the boundary, Michael Gibbons. His kick is very ordinary and he knows it straight away. Head in the hands. It's been intercepted by Liam Andrews, who's been one of the Dogs' best for mine. Plenty of drive off half-back, and that was extraordinary. He kicked to Casey Marr, who had his back turned to Liam Andrews, and the ball was allowed to go out of bounds on the full.
He's done that twice today, Marr. Once a handball, hit him in the side, and then he's turned his back on the play there, and it's gone out of bounds.
So that could be costly as Gibbons has it at half forward here for the Pigeons. That kick's a better one, finds Ryan Bruce right in front of our commentary position. 54 plays 40. The Pigeons by 14. We played 4 minutes.
Bruce goes in. Look at that. Masters coming across in front of Baker. 2 of the best players in the O&M at Masters. Gee, that was a good play. He's a class player, this guy. Last year's Morris medal winner. This would get them out to a 20-point lead. About 5 in on the Macca's time clock on the last term. What's he done, Lee Masters? Oh, yes. Look at that. That is a beautiful strike of the Sharon. 60 plays 40 on the Worklocker Wangaratta scoreboard. Macca's time clock has gone about 5 as we go back down to you, Sky Burgess, for Waters.
Yeah, wasn't that just great? He's all class. We've got Yarrawonga now starting to get some heavy rotations. Gibbo's coming off for quite a few rests, so I think they might be getting a little bit comfortable in their lead.
Michael Gibbons come off the ground a lot last week as well as they manage his minutes, and he's returned to football for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. So that's a massive goal in the context of this game. We spoke about how the Wodonga Bulldogs really needed the first. Well, it's gone to the way of the Pigeons. and their superstar in Lee Masters. Wilson onto Fothergill, and Fronfelder's beautiful kick down to half forward, spills out the back here to Morey. Pigeons everywhere inside 50. And the man you don't want the footy to be in the hands of if you're a Wodonga Bulldog is Lee Williams, and he marks 25 metres out on a pretty slight angle, Lukey.
Gee, that was good football from Logan Morey, Panda. He had every right to blaze away a goal there and have a shot, but just nice and composed, kept a steady head and got it in to Lee Williams.
I think you can say goodbyes almost if you're Wodonga, if Williams can put this one through. Comes in, and he makes no mistake, and he's up and about, Lee Williams. He's got his second, a steel line goal of the day. The margin's out to 26. 10-6, 66. Wodonga 6-4, 40. That's on our Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. We played 6 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
Back down to you, Sky. What's it like down there now? It's going to be hard for the Bulldogs, as Panda said. That really hurt them.
Yeah, you can kind of feel it too. The heads have started to drop a little bit, which is to what you'd be expected this time in the last quarter. But if they need to do something, they need to do it now, that's for sure.
Yeah, cool day in Pigeon Land. Really has been overcast for the majority of this game. Sunny coming in for the seconds. Willie Wheeler goes forward. O'Sullivan. Another lovely defensive mark. And then comes out this way. Wanting Bradshaw. Gets him. So takes a good mark. Does Will. And shoots a short one in to Josh Mathy. Hasn't been at his best today, Josh. To Baker. Half back. Wants to shift it across. Now Casey's onto this. Oh, good mark. Andrews out of his mitts though. Play on was the call to Morrison, then back to Andrews. And then a short one short. Not good at all. And he's hit O'Dwyer, the big man. Dave O'Dwyer, and he's got it, Panda, and he's about probably 90 from home.
Wants to take a bit of sting out of this one, big Dave O'Dwyer, or maybe he's just a bit buggered. First senior game in 4 years, Lukey. Can't blame him.
Reckon 90 was probably a bit far too, Panda.
They go inside 50. Pack emerges. Out the back here. Fothergill. Is he going to kick a 30? He is. The double fister for Fothergill. He's kicked 3 goals. And that's the icing on the cake for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. And I reckon that's curtains for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Steel line goal today. The Yarrawonga Pigeons move to 72. The Dogs 40 on our Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard.
Yeah, it was just they've stepped up another notch, the Pigeons. They needed to do so if they were to take hold of this game. And they've taken it by the scruff of the neck. And they're going to be terribly hard to run down now, Sky Burgess.
Yeah, it's the hard thing about Bulldogs' game plan is they're such a high-pressure team that how long can you maintain that for against good sides like this? I think that's shown a little bit today.
So goals to Masters, Williams and Fothergill in a row. So 3 in a row for the Pigeons. Let's have a look here. Andrews. And then got it to Kennedy, on to Casey. Short. Oh, well done by Wilson. Just got there in the nick of time. Bulldogs have it, defensive 50. Southern End, O&M Live, 15-6, 3-E. With Sky Burgess, Blake Escott and Luke Francis. Morrison, fullback position. 20-metre short one to Driscoll. Stood tall for his team today. No, he came down heavily in the centre. Rolled his ankle badly. He's done well to get back. Morrison tried to get around Williams. Williams has got him. Umpire called play on. That was interesting. So he deemed that he got rid of the ball fairly. This is with Deneen. And a short one. Pigeons, Wilson, they go in again. O'Dwyer sits under it and takes a mark, Panda.
Big David O'Dwyer. What is he, 40 metres out? I'm not sure what his kicking is like, Luke Francis. I can't tell you anything here, but you'd love to see the big ruckman playing his first game in a senior game, that is, in a long time. Kick this one and put the result beyond doubt. Just to take it out to 38 points if he can kick this goal here. Big David O'Dwyer.
Here he goes. Let's have a look what Dave can do. So by the time he makes contact with the footy, he'll be about 45 out. And he pops it on the boot. And has he got it? No, he hasn't. He's missed it to the broadcast side. So 73 plays 40 on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. Macca's time clock's gone over 10 in the final term. Here is Panda for the old Town and Country Tavern.
Final quarter action for APCO Wangaratta. The best service station in the world?
On the planet.
On the planet. As Casey drives the ball long again for the Pigeons. Out the back. Who's there? Ryan Ironspawn shrugs off one. Tap, snaps, night from the boundary. And it's across the face of goal and spills over the boundary line. That would have been a miraculous finish from Ryan Ironspawn. And we've got a boundary throw in 15 around from the Pigeons goal, who have done all the attacking in this last quarter. They lead by 33 points. 11-7-73. The Dogs 6-4-40. It's going to take a mighty effort for the maroon and white to get back into this game.
Certainly would. Yeah, they're down on the canvas at the moment. Williams got a left fist to it. Harry Wheeler dishes out to Willie Wheeler on the boot. Coming back towards goal. Morrison takes a mark just inside play. Short one to Wilson. And then Wilson fires it outside defensive 50. Balls with Ollie Greenhill. Moves it down the line. So good delivery this. And a good mark taken by Wilding. He's a long way from home though. Right of centre wing on the far side. Coming back to Driscoll. 33-point lead to the Hoops. If you just tuned in to I1M Live this afternoon on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. Brendan Favola's here at the game today, Panda.
Yes, he is, in a brown shirt over there in that marquee.
Brown shirt, that's it.
So the Pigeons moving through the middle of the JC Low Oval. Well picked up by Ironspawn. Here's Masters. Oh, just balks one way and gets around Jorgensen pretty easily. Kicks a tumbling kick inside 50. Here's Frontfelder hitting the pack with speed. And he loves it, Bailey Frontfelder. A steel line goal today. Game over. Yarrawonga Pigeons are going to win. They lead by 39 points. They've kicked all 4 goals in this last quarter. And they've broken this game open, Lukey Francis.
Yeah, paper stamp, Panda. That's exactly right. So the Pigeons will pick up the points in round 9 here at home. They bounce back. And they're coming off that loss against the Rovers. But look, it was a pretty slow first half. But they've certainly stepped it up a notch. A couple of keys here in the second half, and they're coming away to a good win.
We're quickly going to go around the grounds for 40 winks. So North Albury lead the Rovers by 25 points in the last quarter. 77 plays 52.
Say that again.
North Albury by 25 points. The Raiders are up by 19 over Myrtleford. 80 plays 61. And the Albury Tigers lead Lavington by 2 points, 49-47.
Gee, what a win it would be for North Albury. Place to be absolutely rocking tonight, Bunton Park. And I believe a man by the name of Blake Escott might have picked the Hoppers.
The only person?
I thought that might be added to it as well.
So our Wangaratta listeners would be very keen to hear the scores in that one, which we will continue to bring on our 40 winks as the Pigeons go up to half forward again. Morrison out the back takes a nice intercept mark, and he wants to play on straight away for the Dogs. Kicks straight down the middle. Frontfelder dropped it. Spills here to Noah Bradshaw. Good pressure still there from Harry Wheeler. Spills out to Urquhart. The Pigeons are fighting on. They want to put a real exclamation mark on this game. Irvine, 55 from home, kicks towards Fothergill, wrestling with a couple of Pigeons, spills out the back, and Andrews sees it over the point line, and it's through for a minor score. Rush through. 12-8-80, Yarrawonga, Wodonga 6-4-40. That's on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard as we tick up towards the 14th minute mark in this last quarter, Lukey Francis.
Yeah, and final turn between the Hawks and Brisbane, and the Hawks with a 7-point lead too, Pan. I'm not sure what stage in the final turn, but quite interesting. We've got your Bombers playing tomorrow night against Carlton.
Yes.
What a game that is going to be.
It's going to be a very good game. Can't wait.
Leading into the big freeze of a G. The Pies up against the Ds. Sky Burgess' Saints got up on Thursday night at the SCG. Sky, what do you think of that one? It was a hard watch, really, wasn't it?
I was going to say, it wasn't the best game, even as a fan of the winning side. It was a bit of a hard game to watch. Just the skills and stuff wasn't great, but we got the 4 points, which we've needed. I get a bit worried about Saints halfway through the year because they normally do really well at the start and then plummet. So it's been a bit awkward the last few weeks. So to get a win, I'm just happy with that.
Very good, Sky. Mathy, centre wing far side. Jewel put it down. Haven't seen much of him today. Nyholm over the top to Fothergill. Out the back to Fraunfelder. Bailey with that last goal for the Pigeons. Jorgensen chipped in, caught one high, so he will get it. Baker plays on, spears it inside 50 wide to Jet Cassidy. So they do have possession, but he's hard up against the boundary here. Lake Mulwala end. On the far side, Panda, now he'd have to go the Nana, I reckon, he was going to have a shot. What are your thoughts?
Well, he's already got one goal, and he loves the razzle-dazzle, does Jet Cassidy, so I wouldn't put it past him, this finish here.
Yeah, he's gone for the banana, peels it, gone through for one behind. So 80 plays 41, a 39-point lead on the work Lockhart Wangaratta scoreboard here at JC Low Oval. The Pigeons safely home in this round 9 clash. We're gone close to 16 minutes on the Macca's time clock.
So it's going to be a big win for the Yarrawonga Pigeons over the Wodonga Bulldogs, bouncing back after a disappointing loss to the Rovers last week. The Dogs have now lost 3 on the trot, all against top 5 contenders. They really need a win for their own confidence here as David O'Dwyer gets the cheers from the Yarrawonga Pigeons crowd as he marks at half-back. Right half-back goes short to Whooper Irvine. He's still at half-back, goes inboard. Ordinary kick over the head of Wilson, and Maith intercepts here for the Dogs. That has to be 50 metres. Why isn't that 50 metres? Must have been played on.
I did see the umpire's hands go out for play on, but I'm not sure as to why.
Mustn't have been 15, and the Pigeons have forced the turnover here. They're running away with it down the far side. Kicking towards the direction of Kennedy wasn't great. No, Sullivan intercepts here for the Dogs. The Pigeons are home. They lead by 39.
It's been good today, O'Sullivan. Handy player. Urquhart put the ball down. Harry Wheeler scoops it up to Wilson. Kicked a wonderful goal to the Lake Mulwala end earlier on. One of the goals of the year in the O&M. Ball going forward. Oh, well done, Andrews, to get back. Cut off the lead. And the ball has gone out of bounds. So still that 39-point lead by the way of the hoops here. JC Low Oval. Sky Burgess, Blake Escott and Luke Francis with you. This is O&M Live, 15-663. Hope you've enjoyed the action this afternoon. Back into play, Williams. And then O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan and Williams just having a couple of words, nothing in it. All good. As we have another contest. O'Sullivan, left hand out. Wilson, Grubber along the ground. Casey comes out. Morrison. And then Willie Wheeler over his head over the ball. On to Einsborn around the body. And there's another one. They get their 13th. 86 plays 41, and that's a double for Ryan. And the Pigeons have really got on top of the Bulldogs here in the final stages, and they're going to come away for a very comfortable win as we go back down to Sky Burgess for Waters.
Yeah, it's well and truly over, isn't it, down here? You can just feel the Bulldogs have just almost given up at this. And for what's been a really good game, I think.
Yeah, you've nailed that, Sky. The wheels have just fallen off, haven't they, Panda, in the final stages here, which is disappointing because they've been in it for most of the day.
They have, and if it's not the first quarters, it's probably the last quarter that's let them down over the last couple of weeks as well, and they'll be really disappointed with how they finished this game. They had a chance. 15 points down at three-quarter time and just hasn't fallen their way in this last quarter. Yarrawonga are going to run away with it here. We played 19 minutes in the Macca's time clock. Jorgensen goes inboard looking for Wilding. Floating across here and intercepting was Lovell for the Pigeons. Cassidy applies the crunching tackle and there's a ball up inside 50 for the Wodonga Bulldogs. Looks like Jamie Sam Jewell. This will be 3 weeks in a row without a goal for the big forward. Do you put him back to defence as there's a flying shot on goal and it's through for a minor score? Would you maybe look at shifting back into defence where we saw him start his Wodonga Bulldogs career just for a little bit of form, Lukey Francis?
It's a great question, Panda, because, he has been denied the footy, hasn't he? The Sharon, and you just want to get your hands on the ball because it starts to get disheartening after a while. He's not a player who should be playing twos football. So it's maybe something that the Bulldogs coaching staff can consider. Willie Wheeler to O'Dwyer, under pressure, gone. So well done from Will Bradshaw. And he'll get the kick. Plays on quickly to Jorgensen. Goes in forward. Good delivery to Chesser, who's done a couple of good things today, Jack Chesser, and he'll have a shot. Man on the mark is probably about 40 out, Panda, and he'll have a shot to the northern end.
Well, he's already kicked the one goal. He had a big shot in the third quarter that would have got the margin back to within single digits. So let's hope he can bang through a second here for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yep, crossing from the Hume League to the R09. Puts it on the boot. He makes no mistake. Well done to Jack Chesser. 86 plays 48 on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard. Macca's time clock has gone 20 and a half in the final term, and the Pigeons, despite letting a goal through there, are in no danger of losing this game.
Might be time to start thinking about player of the day, boys. You got any suggestions?
I'm thinking Nick Fothergill with the 3 goals.
Yeah, very impressive. Lukey?
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that. I think he's been very good. Nick Fothergill, Sky. I thought Lee Masters was very good in this first half. What about yourself?
Yeah, I did have Masters, and I also thought Bailey Forfelder played really well as well.
He has. I'm happy with either of those. It's going to be hard as we give our Ultimate Fastener MVP votes, 3, 2 and 1. So the Pigeons by 38 points, 86 to 48. 21 minutes played in this last quarter for APCO Wangaratta. That's on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard as the Pigeons drive it long to half forward. Oh, great mark by Ryan Bruce. And Mawson's concrete mark of the day. Just stuck his dukes up and plucked it out of nowhere. He's too far out to score. 55 from home. Kicks it long. Morey out the back. Here's Wilson. And he kicks the goal from the goal square unattended in the end. Running onto it, the only one that wanted the pill. And Cam Wilson kicks his first goal of the day. Second goal of the day, a steel line goal of the day. The Pigeons increase that margin out to 44 points.
Yeah, so a goal at each end for Cam Wilson. I'll tell you what, he got fair hands in the back too after he got rid of that one. He went for a bit of a slide there in the goal square. The best place to come down, Panda. A little dry down there, but anyway, he's okay and he's back in the middle. What a pick-up for them from the Kangaroos. Start of the year, of course, Corrill at Rutherglen not taking part in the first grade comp this year, and to get a player of his ilk in a Pigeons Guernsey is just so good for the Yarrawonga Football Club. Oh, look at that.
What delivery.
Off the ground from Coburn, was it? Into Willie Wheeler.
Well, we've seen a couple of soccer skills in action so far. Wilson's goal in the third quarter was extraordinary, and now Willie Wheeler's going to line up from, 40 metres out, directly in front?
Dark here, Yarrawonga, final term. Willie Wheeler, high ball going forward. There's another one. That's their 15th. So they'll probably nearly break the century. That's 98 to 48. 50-point lead in the work like a Wangaratta scoreboard. Didn't see this happening at half-time. They have really got away and made a mess of the Bulldogs here in the second half. Sky Burgess, thanks to Waters.
I knew you were going to do that. Throw to me.
Oh, what's happened, Sky? You're listening to the music down there?
We've just lost Sky at the moment, so we'll chase her up on the boundary for Waters. Around the grounds quickly for 40 Winks. North Albury lead the Rovers by 37 points.
Wow.
14-5-89 over the Rovers, 8-4-52. An extraordinary scoreline. The Raiders lead by 13 points, and it's scores are level between Albury and Lavington. Around the grounds for 40 Winks as Sky Burgess is back up here in the commentary
back here
box.
with us. She might have gone
with us.
Gone flat. Batches are going flat for Sky, I reckon.
So the Dogs with a bit to do if they want to finish in the top 3 in the SSNA Ovens and Murray. They trail by 50. They kick it to half forward. Chesser in a 1-on-1 against Urquhart. Kennedy does well for the Pigeons to sweep up. They come out wide here for Coburn. Coburn's got it. Runs it over the boundary line, and we will have it tossed back into play. 15-8-98. The Pigeons, Wodonga 7-6-48. That's on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard. Final quarter action for APCO Wangaratta as we tick up towards the 25th minute mark. Here's Lukey Francis for the Old Town and Country Tavern.
Here's Kennedy going forward for the Pigeons inside 50. Casey going back. Oh, good defensive fifth from Greenhill. Willie Wheeler not happy at all. I reckon he was held on to. Well, there should have been an over-the-shoulder call, mate. Didn't happen. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. So Southern End, Yarrawonga 98, Wodonga 48. Work locker, Wangaratta scoreboard. Pigeons a mile in front. Their class showing out here in the second half at JC Low Oval. And the umpire calling for another boundary throw-in. So 15.66, 3 and E. Hope you've enjoyed the action today on O&M Live. Sky Burgess, Blake Escott and Luke Francis with you. Let's have a look at this one. That's better. It's a good throw-in. Deneen up against Casey. Ball at ground level. Deneen almost dragged it in. Greenhill over it. And Willie Wheeler. And the umpire. Again, we'll have a Panda.
Yes, they will. So the Pigeons are home by 50. 98 plays 48 in this last quarter, all thanks to APCO Wangaratta. Here's Matt Casey trying to get through a couple of dogs. Baker says no, sir. We'll have a ball up, tied up against the boundary line. 40 metres out from the Yarrawonga Pigeons goal. They've been super impressive in this last quarter.
Haven't they?
They've kicked 7 goals to 1 to really run away with it after it was only 15 points at three-quarter time. Bradshaw, that's of the Noah variety, tries to exit defence. Good one-on-one there between Chesser and Urquhart. Irvine picks it up for the Pigeons, flicks it out to Ben Kennedy. He's been super impressive, the youngster, back in this week. Good clean pick-up from Willie Wheeler. Hurries it on to Urquhart, who snaps it inside 50, and the siren sounds here at the JC Low Oval. An emphatic victory for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, 15-8-98 over the Wodonga Bulldogs, 7-6-48. A 7-goal-to-1 last quarter proved too much for the Wodonga Bulldogs. And the Yarrawonga Pigeons firmly entrenched themselves in the top 3 in the SSNA, Ovens and Murray.
Yeah, massive win for the Pigeons. So in the end, they just carried too much ammunition for the Bulldogs. Didn't have enough weapons, the maroon and white, to take on the Pigeons this afternoon. Did in the first half, but a completely different story in the second half. And the Pigeons have run out massive winners, 98-48. So very shortly, Panda, we'll have our player of the game, thanks to Anytime Fitness.
We will indeed. We'll quickly go around the grounds as Sky Burgess searches for our player of the day. North Albury look like they are well and truly home over the Wangaratta Rovers in a huge upset in the SSNA Ovens and Murray. They lead by 37, so 89-52. The Raiders are up over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints looking for their first win, 82-69. Scores are level still between Albury and Lavington, 50-50. So,
what a round.
A huge round. And Sky Burgess searching for our Waters player of the day, who I think probably has to go to Nick Fothergill. But we'll see who Sky goes and grabs down on the boundary for Waters. She is looking for Nick Fothergill. Here he is, our Waters player of the day. Well done, Sky Burgess down there on the boundary.
I'm here with the man Nick Fothergill from Yarrawonga. We picked you for player of the day, mate. You had an outstanding game yourself, 3 goals. How did you feel? Bulldogs did come out with a lot of pressure to start. I'm sure you were expecting that, but how did you feel the game went as it went on?
It was a super contest. They're a good side, Wodonga. They bring a physical brand of footy, and we were expecting it to be hot early, and super proud of the boys the way we responded after last week. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The response was great. You had so many different leaders stepping up and really playing their roles. Some stars of the game, obviously. How does that help you going into the week next week with Albury?
I suppose it's nice having a little bit of depth throughout our midfield and throughout our whole side, I suppose. But Albury done a number on us in round 1, and we learned a few lessons from that one. So I think we'll be better for it.
You got any questions for him, boys, or are we going to go let him sing the song? I thought so. Thank you very much, mate. Great game today.
Thank you. Cheers.
Nick Fothergill, our Waters player of the day. He was outstanding with 3 goals. We weren't doing stats today, Luke Francis, but he was clearly, for mine, one of the best players on the ground. What we are going to do right now is we're going to take you to the final moments of the Albury versus Lavington game. So, Nathan back in the studio. When I tell you to hit, here we go. Albury versus Lavington on 2AY.
Inboard, it's okay. He finds Hanson, who's really lifted in this second half. Gonna wheel and go here. Hanson's kick's good. Finds Billy Glanville. He's still about 75 out from goal, though. Billy Glanville, plenty of Tigers back. Kick goes long. Big Jack's there. Big Jack can't back. Great work there by. Here he comes. The point from Moema. Jack Harlan kicks a goal. Amazing goal. 1 point the margin. Lavington Wellington trail it by a point. Jack Harlan, one of the goals of the season, a Sunjang goal of the day contender. How good is this local footy? 1 point lead to Albury.
There's a beautiful kick there from Billy Glanville in the direction of Jack Driscoll, but one of his own teammates and Willison there just got in his way and spoiled him out there. But Jack Harlan just been able to get at the crumb again, just like Reece King did previously at the other end. Beautiful foot kick around the ground from about 45 metres out. Only a 1 point ball game now. In this last quarter, Tommy Hargraves on the 40 wing stat sheets up to 6 disposals. 5 for Billy Glanville and 5 for Elliot Powell for the Albury Tigers as well.
Great call, Big Mac from McRae Motors. What a cracking finish we've got. I reckon about a minute and a half, Gussie. Give or take. We've welcomed in our listeners on 15-663 and great to have you with us for a massive final couple of minutes. The Tigers lead by a point.
Free kick.
Off the ball, free kick.
I think it's encroachment into the square. It was your man Willis.
25 minutes gone, and the Tigers lead by a point. True centre wing. Spencer Jones has possession. Bice is commanding the football, but he comes in board to Jones. This is Alex. Wants to play on. Alex
25 gone, Gus.
Kicks inside forward 50. Willis flew high. Spinners there for the Panthers. Brought it to ground level. Here's a go for Glanville. At true centre halfback comes in board. Here comes Hargraves. Here come the Panthers. Inside 50. Harland brings it to ground level. Here's a go for Curley. Big tackle applied by Spencer Jones. The Tigers have numbers. Bryden Hodgson's there. Tied up on the boundary. Long kick down the line. Trying to find Powell. Powell brings it to ground level. Curley keeps it alive. Big Mac, and here comes the trotter. Glanville got a handball somehow to Marsh. Back to Neander. Back, here we go. Kick is intercepted though. Chris Annette's kick has been marked by Jones. There is not long to go at all. Albury lead by a point. They go backwards to Cooper Page. Page goes down the line. Last roll of the dice. Seconds remaining. Muller takes a big mark, centre wing. The Tigers look like they've done enough. They lead it 57-56. Muller's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Take a breath and get yourself strapped in for a big last roll of the dice. 26 minutes gone. A.T. Jones time clock. Billy kicks in board to Hargrave. He's at half back. The Panthers are going to roll the dice. They've got to come in board. The captain spots the kick, but Spencer Jones chops out.
He was looking for Nick Newton. He was in a paddock of space in the middle of the ground. Tied legs.
He churns it over Spencer Jones. Butler regathers. Here's a go for the Panthers. They come out wide to Billy Glanville. Across half back. Billy lowers the eyes. Clary Elba's out in front. That's class. Right foot kick up towards half forward. Where's Big Jack? Siren! The Albury Tigers hang on in the thriller. The Albury Tigers have won one of the best games you'll see in the Ovens and Murray by the barest of margins. 6 goals, 21-57 to Lavington, 8-8-56. The Panthers were gallant, but the Tigers held on in a thriller.
I've got to take a breath, Gussie. What a game of football that was. That is just hard fought from both teams right to the end.
Brilliantly called there by our 2AY counterparts for the last seconds of the Albury versus Lavington game, and that is the beauty of O&M Live, Luke Francis.
Absolutely, Panda.
The access is undeniably the best in country football.
Yeah, it's a great call from Gussie and Robbie and Freaky there at the Albury Sports Ground. What a game. 1 point in it. Hey, what a finish. Lavington going so close, but the Tigers able to hang on in the final stages. It's just great to watch and great to listen to on O&M Live.
Yeah, well done, Gus McLeod, and well done, Robbie McKinlay and Brad Freak over there on 2AY. Back here on 15-663 JC Low Oval, Yarrawonga 15-8-98 over the Wodonga Bulldogs 7-6-48. Remember, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.